right. Anyone else? I mean, I can do it too, but
No, I'll pass.
I'll do it then.
I'm good. Yeah, you go ahead and join
Yeah,
the
I get to be a
game.
player in my own session.
It's gonna be fun when you get to talk to yourself.
Give us your best American accent.
Well, gosh darn.
Well, gosh darn.
Right here in them there Drakkenheim. Thingy. I don't know. Shotguns and laser beams and
Bald eagles and oil.
bald eagles
hamburgers.
and a big bowl of mac and cheese.
Yeah. You're very Southern American, aren't you?
It's the de facto thing that every European floats towards. Whenever you're like doing American thing, it's like Southern American. For some reason, it's like California, New York, what that's just dissociated from America. That's a separate topic, it's a separate entity. And it's like America, that's Southern America. It's terrible. We love stereotypes here.
I'm pretty sure it was like that when they drew in the state map as well. You know, if you go from right to left, the states just start out very small with all the ones like super small. And then once you get towards the middle, they become like larger. It's like somebody just decided, you know what, fuck this shit, I'm giving up. These can be very large. Texas, yeah, whatever.
So being a European but loving American history, I actually know why that is. It's because of the Louisiana Purchase, because then they basically like divided the rest of the country, and they were like, yeah, whatever. Here's just a large swath of land that we really care about.
So I wasn't half wrong.
No, it's actually like that's what happened. Like, you know, when they started to settle, everyone wanted to have the little like slice of the pie, and then after that, it was just like, there's untamed land. Here, have a slice. So yeah, there's a reason to that. I love history. Right?
I love it when Europeans explain my history to me. It's my favorite thing.
You knew this, right?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
And not just because I've been teaching elementary schoolers about the Louisiana Purchase. I definitely knew it before then, for sure. I got a good score on my AP American history test. I did good.
The biggest thing for me about American history is the fact that like it is like equal parts cool as it is as European history is. Thing is, European history stretches about where you want to start. It stretches about 1,000 years.
It's so
American
much
history is
longer.
as cool, but it's compact. There's like a lot of cool shit happened in 200
really
years.
Compact. For sure.
Alrighty. You guys want to get into it?
Yes.
All right. What happened last time?
Oh shit, New Orleans not
a lot of talking.
I knew this was gonna happen.
We become complacent in the fact that he's just going to, recap
Yeah,
it.
he just always jumps in and does it.
We were in the talks with the with all of the faction leaders, with the queen going, "I have a bomb."
We kind of fought a little bit, but not. I mean, we're just trying to like detain everybody, and it didn't quite work because everybody got away basically that we were interested in.
Yeah, stuff escalated. She triggered the bomb, but the bomb blew up the Hooded Lantern's garrison. The commander died because of a poison dagger. Then
a lot about how to bring him back.
Yeah. Then the cult lady talked to us a bit. We dragged his dead body back to the paladins, which were, as you might expect, not like somewhat happy, I guess, or not that bothered by it. Let's say it that way.
They were
But
like, they got him out of the way, and then we were like, please bring him back, and they were like, I guess.
But now we have him back alive, and now he has a meaningless existence, but that's not our problem. Other than that, we learned about that. I don't remember. It was a bit confusing. The previous Archmage of the Amethyst Academy might still be alive and wandering around at some location on the map, having made something that can maybe filter deep haze.
Right.
Yeah, I don't remember much more.
That was pretty much it.
Archmage, a woman.
Other than the fact that you blew up a part, well, I mean, you guys didn't, but a part of the city blew up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Was
and
that
we found out
Archmage?
that the queen is actually like the queen of thieves is Princess Katharina.
Yep.
Right.
Ah,
Yes,
right.
that was the big
That's
thing that we found out. Yeah.
unimportant stuff.
An important part.
We will kill her either way.
Royal or no royal, like this is just
Christian's
douchebaggery.
like, I'm not bothered. She's still gonna die. What else?
I mean, if she hadn't chickened out, we would have gotten pretty close.
Is the Archmage that we're talking about, is she the lady that was friends with your mentor person,
It's
Brennan?
if it's that Archmage, it's Archmage. Wait, I need to get my the her shorthand is AM. Something. Yeah, I don't know. She was the
She's
previous
a
leader of
lady.
Amethyst Academy, and she actually like was somewhat forcefully took over the tower from Granum by sending a angry letter, or not
Right,
angry, passive
right. That
aggressive
she
letter.
sent that letter. Yeah, super passive aggressive. As mages are wont to be. Okay. So yeah, and then we are at the um Camp
Halloween
Dawn right now
encampments.
still.
Yes.
And we were gonna make our way to the garrison next to check for survivors, I think. Was our plan?
That was
Because the
the
queen
plan.
was underground, so maybe she wasn't killed. Who knows? She could just be stuck. But yeah, depending on the placement of the bomb. But we'll see.
That is indeed where we were. Now, usually, I would bring you to the garrison or to the city
Hmm.
map, and we would
But are we just gonna leave?
have a gan. If you guys are going to leave, yeah, that is what we can do. However, for today, I'd like to start somewhere else.
Fritz.
Ooh.
I'd like to start in Emberwood Village.
Oh.
Fair enough.
With Fritz. With Mr. Fritzy boy.
Fritz, unless I am mistaken, you went back to Emberwood Village.
Yes. He
What
went
did you
back.
do?
Basically, he got himself some snacks and stockpiled some rations.
Mhm.
Can you remind me at this point what was the? I think everything had a like 100% up markup when I
Correct.
buy it here, right? So I'll just
Yep.
add a few rations for no particular reasons. And once he'd done that, he basically went back to the party's house, sat on the roof, and watched over the city to see how things played out.
So you're sitting on your newly constructed roof.
Yes.
Okay. Which is a very nice roof, mind you. Like you paid a lot of money for it. Well, you didn't, but like
Yes.
the party did.
Yeah, you didn't.
Your predecessor did, but you don't care. That is fair. You are sitting on the rooftop. I imagine you are still invisible, or are you actually visible at this point?
I mean, he's mostly chilling, so he's probably visible at this point.
Okay. Either or is fine, but that is why I said you can pick yourself. In that case, allow me to make you visible. As you are sitting on the rooftop, you suddenly feel, or you suddenly hear a footstep next to you on the roof.
Off the roof.
Oh.
Yeah.
What do I see?
Oh, he is here.
Oh.
Okay. I was like, what is he doing here?
You see Eldrick, who stands next to you.
Helpful.
And he looks at you and he says, I figured you might be here, Fritz.
What unexpected meeting.
Expected. Interesting.
No, what an unexpected meeting.
That is more like it.
Also, just making sure that's before I saw the mushroom cloud. Or after.
This is after.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you saw the mushroom cloud, you went like, oh, that's bad. Let's buy some rations. And you you met some that makes me hungry for some reason. And you went to buy some stuff, then you sat on the roof. Now Eldrick comes to pay you a visit. Good call to check like what the time frame is. So, Eldrick, let me just turn on the light there. There. Eldrick stands next to you, and he looks towards the city as you do. And as he stands there, he says in a bit of a like more fatherly voice, "Fritz, the others survived. If that worries you."
Oh, how fortunate.
Thank you.
The bomb, it did not claim them. It detonated elsewhere in Drakkenheim.
Oh,
Fate, or perhaps something more, saw fit to spare your friends, and well, you found your way here unnoticed. Fritz, you and he leans a little bit more on his staff as he stands there. You have a unique opportunity before you, Fritz.
oh,
The world not often grants such things to people. You see, I've been observing your group, and I've seen that you are someone who seems to be humble.
truly.
And in that light, you may not see yourself as one to shape great events.
Continue.
But I do. The people of Drakkenheim suffer. And though I am no stranger to the ways of magic that you use, I just want to say that I know that the edicts of Lumen are flawed. Some people may see your use of magic as lesser. I don't agree. Different, yes, but not lesser. Your your companions need you.
Well,
Now, whatever you may think of yourself, whatever doubts gnaw at the edges of your minds, which I am sure you have, you must cast them aside. I have seen many such crossroads in my time. Too many have turned away, but you, I believe you have the strength to stand, to act, to make a difference. You see?
Fritz just looks around where he's sitting, if you say so.
He nods towards the city. The inscrutable tower, the center of the Amethyst's power within Drakkenheim, used to be. Within lies knowledge, power that may turn the tide against the haze. One such thing is something called the inscrutable staff. It's a magic artifact, a relic of immense arcane significance. But more than that, the library holds quite a few tomes with spells in it, some of which may help us combat or even understand the haze itself. When the meteor came down, it hit the library, but I suspect that some of those tomes might still be around. It's worth checking out, at least. But, as with everything in Drakkenheim these days, the path towards that is not easy. The tower itself remains locked. It was sealed off when the events of Drakkenheim happened to make sure that nothing poured out of the tower. And I know of two who still holds the arcane runes to access the tower. You see, when they locked the tower, They did so in such a way and then removed everyone's arcane runes so that we may never unlock the tower again, just in case. But before this happened, two colleagues of mine had left the Amethyst Academy, and I suspect they might still have their runes on them. With that, we might have a key to unlock the tower. My suspicion tells me that you might know at least one of these.
Quick above board. Does Fritz know one of these? Or
Maybe. Like if I mentioned it, I think you're like, oh, okay. Like, but it might be that you're not like it's not top of mind right now. But it's someone who's been discussed.
okay, like not met in person, but heard about them. Okay,
Yeah,
that makes
you
more
haven't met
sense.
them yet.
Okay.
These colleagues of mine are Friedrich von Lichten and Ryan Graymere. See, I knew it. Both former scholars of the Amethyst Academy, now estranged, if you will. Their skills are as invaluable as they are dangerous. Make no mistake, they were respected members of the Academy. But if you seek entrance to the tower, they are your best chance. Now, beware. Something lurks in the tower as we speak. And the trouble is that I cannot see it. I cannot pierce the veil that is surrounding it, and it troubles me as it should trouble you. If you decide to go there, you should be ready for the unknown. One last thing, Fritz. Your party member, your companion, Atoli.
Yes.
You should keep an eye out for him. Watch him. If he digs too deep in this tower, he may unearth things best left forgotten. The temptation of knowledge is powerful, and sometimes it is like a blade that is turned upon the seeker. Do not let him wield it blindly.
I
Fritz
will
gonna
remember
become my
that.
new. Fritz gonna become my new mentor or some shit.
But please answer me one question.
Yes.
Why are you telling me all of this? It just seems like this information is something that someone of your stature would usually keep to themselves or to their people.
And I would in normal circumstances, but things have moved quickly, as you might have noticed. And he points over to the city. If I want to go through the red tape of the Amethyst Academy, we will launch an investigation and try to do something within the next year or so. I fear by then, chances will have changed, the situation will have changed, and probably not for the better. At the same time, I have seen that you and your companions have been able to do much in a few short weeks. I hate to say it, and not because I don't trust in you, but because, well, my heart still lies with the Academy. But I think that our best bet as the Academy lies with you and not with ourselves. If we do not act now, the tower will at some point become a subject of interest for other undesirables. The Queen, maybe, even. And now that we have learned that the Queen herself can wield magic, she will do so indiscriminately if she will get her hands on the inscrutable staff. We cannot let that happen. I'd rather have it in the capable hands of one such as you, who will use it carefully, as I'm sure you will.
Fritz has a very careful expression. I've heard you. And I guess thank you for the trust you put in me, even though I don't quite understand it, but I will
I have my
try not to
reasons.
disappoint.
I have my reasons. You are within your group the most careful, the most calculated, and you have an arcane power about you that I value. Perhaps that carefulness is something that draws me to the conclusions that I make. If you are going to find your companions, I wish you good luck. They need you more than you know, and perhaps in time you will see that you need them just as much.
No rest for the wicked, I guess. And do you have any idea where I could find them?
As far as I could tell, they have moved to the Paladin camp, possibly to regroup. I don't know exactly why. I sent River there, but I haven't gotten any word just yet. I suspect that from there they will move back into the city. Knowing your group, they will probably go on an investigation route to the site of the explosion. I'm sorry to say that the source was the garrison of the Hooded Lanterns. I will try there.
All right. In that case, I think I'll be on my way. And at this point, Fritz just jumps off the roof into the shadow of the building and disappears. And uh, makes his way. I think he will make his way over to the Paladin's encampment, and if he doesn't see anyone there, he will proceed to fly into the city.
Okay. As you
Or
move away
rather, no,
from
he wouldn't fly. He would move by foot.
Okay. As you move away from Eldrick, there is one more voice that would like to chime in on this.
Yes, because Fritz would actually try to address his patron once he's out of earshot of Eldrick.
That is very
And
fair.
he would actually go something along the lines of, "Is this what you've been telling me about?"
Um, are you okay with me vocalizing it here, or do you like it? Would you like it one on one?
I think one-on-one would be better, or just as
Sure.
a text message if it's short.
Yeah, I can do it in text as well.
Secrets. You're muted.
Secrets. No.
Secrets, dirty little
Muted
secrets.
secrets. Ooh, Eldrick
Here
doesn't
you are.
trust you. Hee hee hee.
Oh, of course he doesn't.
Crazy.
I'm a liability.
You are a liability. You little
Especially today without
liability.
Nebarland.
Oh no. We're screwed. Ah. I did take some notes about that. I don't know if I should have, but Ivy doesn't know the stuff, but I want to figure out the mysteries.
I don't like that Tim is laughing.
And
Also,
with
I
that,
finally
Fritz
found
is on his way.
cool. Also, I finally found a filter that looks like your patron because I had
Oh.
one which was like no, but like this one looks so much more like your patron.
Ah!
Oh, that's
yes.
bad. That's not good.
Oh no.
Don't worry
Oh
about it.
no. I don't want that as a clue.
I am a little
That's
worried
all.
about it.
Not gonna lie, I'm a little worried.
Yeah, and then a little bit more than that.
One last
Flaming
thing. Would you say that
evergreen.
this whole affair in Emberwood would have counted as a short rest for Fritz?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Oh,
You went
did
food
a
shopping.
little
That's a short
spell
rest.
slot.
Like,
Yeah.
Alright.
all right.
Alright.
I would say that with the events that happened at the Paladin camp and then moving away from that, if you go via the Paladin camp, you will run into them while they are moving away from that. So you can join up with them. Are you making your presence known?
He will follow quietly for a while, and basically, once the party approaches the city, he will try to make it appear as if he's just catching up with. There you are.
Oh, you little dumbass.
I have really, I'm really glad you're still alive. I haven't expected to see you again, but a little bird told me I should go and have a look.
Nice,
Yeah,
but will
nice to
just
see you
continue to walk.
too.
That one straight up ignores you.
Roll a d20.
Oh no.
Me?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a
Oh,
5.
no.
I totally punches you in the face.
Oh heck yeah.
I guess that's fair.
Okay.
Maslow growls at you. Just keeps walking.
Hey, no. There was no reason for me to stay there and put my life in danger. There was nothing I could do to help you.
Can't Dimension Door take one person with you?
Well, yes, I took Fizzle with me.
Oh my god. Can't you summon an unsummon Fizzle? Isn't she your little, like, fucking.
Well, yes, but that would be rude.
You already got punched once, so I'm not gonna punch you, but just know that the sentiment is there.
I mean, in all
She just
fairness,
keeps
it totally
walking.
doesn't punch that hard. So
That's why it's fair.
I see what you did there, and I don't appreciate it.
Alright.
As a matter of fact, I believe your unarmed strike literally doesn't do any damage.
Is it? Well, it has to do at least one.
No,
no, it
if
doesn't.
you
doesn't
have a
have to.
negative strength.
It doesn't?
No,
I
your
have-
negative
that was
strength
a
is 0.
thing.
I have 0 strength. Yeah,
My
well,
unarmed,
I have 11 strength in total, but no pluses.
my
Okay,
unarmed
then it would
strike
do 1.
does one
deal 1 damage.
bludgeoning, yeah.
Oh no, I will have
I
to
also have
reapply
strength
my
0.
fiendish vigor.
Are you concentrating on something?
No, it's not concentration.
No, that's true.
All right. Well,
All right.
let's keep going. Can I, as we're approaching the camp, are we approaching the camp or the garrison?
You were, I think so. If you're going to go towards the
Okay. I
garrison.
just didn't know if we needed to make a check for travel there.
No, it seems relatively quiet in this part of the town right
Okay.
now.
I
Are
want to
we
make
moving
a
with the Lord Commander and
perception-
the?
I think they're coming with us, right?
Um,
Petra.
yeah.
Now
they
that
will be
he's
traveling
arriving,
with you.
yeah, okay.
Handsome, yeah. I'm gonna make a perception check as we're coming up, just to see, just to get a feel for the place, what's going on. I was here once before. I want to see what's different. I want to see if
It's
there's
just a
other
hole.
more, yeah, if there's like more delirium monsters around or like anything, like more birds, more, I don't know, anything.
So
that
I would wager that
perception.
you're going to go through gate number 5. Is that is the closest to the garrison?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be it.
Yeah, so as we're approaching the gate, just like what's kind of the vibe?
So the gate itself is manned, but it's a
Okay.
skeleton crew at this point. Like you see very
Oh,
few
nice.
people.
Not bad.
I think if you look at the gate itself, there'll be like 4 or 5 hooded lanterns that you can spot. In contrast to
Oh,
usually like
okay.
20 to
People
30.
are
It's
alive.
not a lot of people
Sure.
here.
Oh, there were usually like 100?
22, like even more.
Or 20 to
but, like,
30. Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay. But there's like 2 or 3 people.
Yeah, it's not a lot. So as you
Okay.
approach the gate, they will look over and seeing the Lord Commander and um um what are their names?
And summon Petra.
Thank you. There will be an exclamation of happiness to see that they have survived
Oh,
and so
Lord
forth.
Commander.
And and there was much rejoicing. And
Hey.
but the
Okay.
rejoicing is for a very short while because you will see that the faces turn very grim. And the Lord Commander will step forward and say, I dread to ask, but can I have a status report on the garrison? And I think just by the way that the soldiers are looking, you probably don't need a status report.
They're the
Until
only survivors.
one will vocalize, and it will be the gate captain. Gate captain Jacob Slovak, who was at this gate a few times before. He says, Lord Commander, we have no idea what happened, but a couple of hours ago, a large explosion happened at the garrison, which, as far as we can tell right now, has swallowed the entire garrison and the surrounding block. It's hard to investigate as the deep haze that surrounds it over there is unlike any we have ever seen. It's almost as if it's electrically charged. If we get too close, it eats away at us. We lost 2 scouts trying to get into it. But from a little distance, we can tell that the garrison itself is no longer. We don't know if there are any survivors, but our best bet is that there are none. I'm sorry, Commander. And the Lord Commander turns to all of you, and he says, This definitely complicates things. I seem to have lost my seal. And from what I can recall, the Queen took that with her, didn't she?
Yes.
Yeah.
I seem to have hit a conundrum.
There's a conflict here.
There is. If the Queen has perished with this bomb, Queen Lenore, we must hope that the king is still alive in the castle.
Because if not, then it's... Well, it wouldn't be. Don't you guys have that weird... There's that thing about no magic people being leaders, right?
That is correct.
Is that just a thing for Drakkenheim, or is that a thing for all of the continent?
It's this continent has
Okay,
has that rule.
just making
Yeah.
sure. I was like,
But who's there to uphold that now?
Illyria would definitely uphold it, seeing as they fear the rise of the magic kings quite severely. It hasn't been more than a couple of hundreds of years when warrior mages and wizards with influential families sat on the thrones of our lands. The Edicts of Lumen ended that, making sure that there was a separation between the two powers. Nobody wants to return to that, and I am sure that Illyria, above all, will try to avoid that, as it would sunder their power through religion. It would start a world war, simply put, and we do not have the capacity to fight that, seeing as it seems that most of my army has just perished. Whoever was still scouting in the city, we can still count on. Beyond that, we are but a humble few at this point.
How many do you have in reserves at the mill?
If normal rotation schedule was kept, no more than 100.
Okay. Those are nothing.
Okay,
Then we have a couple more scattered in the city. 150 tops. That's what we have.
So
out of an 800 that we had.
We need to rally more people to the cause.
There were
We do.
800 people at that garrison?
Yeah.
Well, from
God,
experience,
it did not seem that big.
from experience, I know that a lot of the people runs with the Queen of Thieves out of necessity.
There is a chance to rally more people, and there are land barons and other wealthy individuals around Drakkenheim that we could rally to the cause. Of course, our land stretches beyond this city, but it will take time, as it did last time when we tried to bring together the Hooded Lanterns. But I still have a conundrum. While Princess Catherine might not be eligible for the throne, My allegiance is to the royal
Is it
family.
Katarina or is it Catherine?
Katarina.
Yeah. Just call it Cat.
My allegiance is still to the royal family. She is
Mhm.
still part of it, and it is hard for me to choose on what to do here.
So, answer me one thing. If she knows your allegiance is to the royal family, why did she stab you?
Apparently, her religion lies different.
She also said you had unfinished business.
Yeah, what was
Me?
that about?
You and her.
Hmm.
Did you know her before?
I did. I
And
was the one who helped in bringing her to the Amethyst Academy, as per the Edicts of Lumen. She was to be instructed by the Amethyst Academy, and apparently she held a grudge against me for doing so.
I'd like
Oh.
to
Simply
study his
did my job.
facial expressions if he's speaking the truth or if he's trying to come out with some sort of
Hmm.
twisted lie.
Give me an
Because
insight
she wouldn't be she's not that much older than I am technically.
No.
So
No,
I would have probably known if she was arriving at the academy within the same couple of years. That
Yeah,
would
unless they kept it, like, really.
that would be a big deal otherwise.
Yeah.
So inside or
Yep.
don't fail me today.
Ooh. Oh, you have such a good bonus. Good God.
It's 15 though. Yeah.
You can see he's emotionally distraught by this. That might hint at the fact that there is a truth to what he's saying right now.
I'm gonna test the waters anyway. Lord Commander, she's not much older than I am. I attended the academy as well.
Yes.
She would have been there roughly the same time.
Yes.
I would have heard of this or known of her.
No.
Because
For one, as you know, the Amethyst Academy has multiple locations.
Oh.
The chance of you and her being in the same location would be slim, as she would not be educated right here in the city. It would be too dangerous. Secondly,
Hmm.
the fact that a princess joins the Amethyst Academy is something that would have been kept silent. Maybe you knew her, maybe you didn't. She most probably didn't go by her normal name.
Did you recognize her face
I'm not buying it.
when I took the mask off?
I did.
Atoli? Like you had seen her before?
No.
No,
No.
I'm talking to Atoli.
No.
No. Okay.
You didn't?
Interesting.
No.
I only knew her from the family tree.
Right, yeah. We had just seen that picture.
I'm not buying that story though. Above table,
Hmm.
of course.
Imagine you just saying
Yeah,
that
I was
right
like,
in his face.
I'm
buy
not
this
buying
story.
it, Lord Commander.
I don't buy it.
You don't stab somebody like that just because of rules. I mean, you know.
Okay, so I turn to the Lord Commander and I say, you brought me here, or you asked for me to come uh, so I could heal the Queen. Do you think she's still alive in there, or is there any way to get to her? Like,
I will
this is the thing that
stage.
you wanted me for, so.
I will try and stage a way to get into this crater, but it seems to be difficult to get in there. As for your services, you are, unless you would want to elsewise, relieved of your duty from the Hooded Lanterns, and you're free to pursue whatever career you would like within the city. It seems you found a good band of compatriots. If you'd like to travel with them,
Well,
feel free to do so.
the knowledge of my other family here makes me want to stay, so I'm here for now. I'll help how I can.
That is most welcome. My first order of business is to find a way to be able to combat this haze. I know the potions that were there. Maybe if we can still muster some of those, that might prove to be helpful somewhat, but it feels like we need something more powerful than this. And I don't know where to begin.
I have an idea.
Does Fritz speak up at all?
No.
You little shit.
I mean, that's not directly related to what he was just told, so.
You said you have an idea, Atoli.
The tower.
What about it?
We get into the tower. Like the academy, the order holds like
You think someone's in there?
artifacts and tomes and spells and all sorts of things.
From what I've
Something
heard,
like
it's not that easy to get in there.
I totally would turn to Fritz and look and like, how do you know anything about that?
I have my sources. I'm sorry, that's all I can tell you.
Right, magical
my
voices in
God.
your head.
Yes.
Ugh.
I mean, we also heard about that archmage that's apparently wandering the deep haze.
Right.
So they need to have something against it.
And the pale man.
That's
But
the
the
one
pale
that
man,
has Elodie, right?
Above table, yes. That's the one where Elodie died.
Right. Yes, no, but we know that she went after. Well, no, we don't know for sure.
We know she
but-
went after her brother, that's it.
And her brother was apparently in the custody of the Pale Man, but we don't know how close
If-
she got.
Possibly, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Now
we
you're
don't.
speaking like a true DM.
I'm learning.
And we don't have any clear location for the pale man. Not even a district where he is currently held up at. I think.
Quickly above table, did you guys not learn where Elodie went? No, just a rough area.
General
Elodie's-
area.
She was by one of the mansions. She did one
Yeah.
last check-in before she died. And she was by the mansions, by the castle. So if you wanted to follow where she went, assuming that she got close to the person who had Marcus, then you would go to the mansions. But
But did we know that you were after the Pale Man, or was it just
well,
there's something
I knew
about
that
Marcus?
we assumed that the Pale Man was the one who had him, and we knew that Marcus's location was in one of those mansions because
I think there
Eldritch
was some
told us
scrying.
that. Yeah, there was scrying.
Oh, right.
So we knew the location of Marcus, and we thought that Marcus might be with the Pale Man or with some powerful person like the Pale Man. um, but yeah, so we kind of in a roundabout way know where this man is, but we don't know for sure because Elodie died and the connection was broken.
Also, why should we go there? Elodie died there, and there are dragons and stuff.
You do have one of the seals that could maybe control them, but
And that's kind of our best lead right now because we don't have any specific information on the other people.
it's either that or the
like this.
tower, right?
Like I said, we can't get in the tower that easily. We'll have to
Because everything
investigate further.
everything else we've done has been so easily, right?
Well, you said that Elodie went alone. I mean, this would be all of us together, and I would really like to see if she's in any condition or if she's truly dead. What does Nabarlin think?
Nabarlin is in quiet
Just because-
contemplation and listening to the
Yeah, just
discussion.
because we would ask him. I think because he wanted to track down Elodie's body, right? He was into that. Did he leave you any notes on what he would have wanted to do next?
Yeah, but it's not going to help the discussion.
Oh no, he did. He thought that was completely different.
But I will throw it in the mix. So Nabarlin will say, and then of course we have the whole situation with that Lucretia lady, the whole crater thing that still needs to be checked.
Right, the crater that we need to get a piece of in order to get.
I'm just so not interested in going to the
Right,
crater
because
right
we
now.
know the Pale Man's there because Petra went and talked to him. She literally talked to him and gave us a letter from him, or like a message from him.
What?
Remember?
No, she was scouting.
There
No,
was something about someone requesting
yeah,
the big,
because he requested a part of the crater, a part of the meteor, like a
but the
big
part of,
part of the meteor.
but the part of the meteor is like car sized. So
Yeah,
that's
for sure. Yeah,
We can get
but
the rats to haul it.
because that was that was one of the things, because you guys got that information and then we're immediately like, well, we're not doing that. Which is fine, but now
he wanted that in exchange for Elodie, right?
yes, in exchange for her being alive. And so Petra was like, you should go because we don't know if she is alive or not. She could be already alive, she could be still dead. Who knows?
But we can't move that thing. We would have to take it from the cultists. We would have to drag it through the city, over the river,
Yeah,
towards the mansion.
yeah, it
That's
would
Did he
be.
mention how big the piece needs to be?
He did he? I don't remember.
I thought he's used one of
Hey
the
Petra,
standard
how big did the
sizes.
piece need to be? Yeah. She's here.
I think what was like the biggest size there was, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
How much is the biggest? How big is the biggest size?
Let me look up what the exact sizing is.
It can't be as big as a car. I mean, there's just no there's no way to move that without like spells.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe someone has an African elephant as a pack mule.
I could turn into one.
Let's
You can?
strap the giant.
Yeah, of
Let's
course.
strap
I
the
can turn into
giant.
anything.
I think you need to be quite a high level to get that. Elephant is, I think, CR 3 or 4.
It is? That's no way. I'm looking that up. I
So
think I'm
even
CR2. But let me look.
you're not a
'Cause
moon
that
druid, right?
no.
Then you're
I'm not a
CR2.
moon druid. Elephant. Huge beast. CR4. God damn it. I thought I could turn into an elephant. That would have been so cool.
Can you do a bear?
Yeah, I've turned into a bear. I can turn into a black bear or a brown bear. You know, bears are only challenge rating 1 or challenge rating 0.5. Isn't that crazy?
There it is. So
Anyway.
the absolute largest is a cluster. That is more than 8,000 pounds. The one below that is a pristine geode. That is 20 pounds.
And he asked for.
A geode.
A geode,
Okay.
yeah.
How big is that?
20 pounds. There's no
20
size dimensions on it, but 20-pound crystal. So that's like football.
Oh, that's not big at all.
Still, we would need to make our way to the crater itself, because we heard that they were only close by the meteorite, by the meteor, and I feel like the crater will be the part of the city where the most steep haze is.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know anything, but yeah.
You say as you look like just beyond the garrison, you see this massive cloud where the
Yeah.
garrison used to be. I
Just like, I
guess.
don't know what that is, but that looks bad. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I vote to go towards the mansions, towards the Pale Man,
I
but
mean,
I'd also like to meet that fellow, but if he has some requirements, it would also be
oh right, if
useful
we go
for
there and we don't even
communications.
have anything,
yeah.
how hard is
So
it going to be to get by the? But we have like Lucretia likes us though. She's like kind of an ally, so maybe she has a way of getting around the deep haze.
I mean, they have one injecting themselves with
Right,
stuff.
yeah,
So,
you're right.
but still, we can either go check that out, because it would be interesting how they actually get around the stuff, or we again, the person wandering through the city, I think, was close by to the cathedral.
You think? We were
Lucretia
just there.
said. I think she. I think she said the person was wandering in a deep haze by 21, but I'm not
Heard
sure
a,
now.
I heard a voice when we went out of the clock tower. I heard a voice saying, what are my notes? The voice said, fuck, what did it say?
Come see me down below when you're
What
ready.
did it say? Something like that.
Yep.
I don't see
That is
it.
in essence what it said.
Yes, I just said hear message from female voice. I didn't write down what the message was. I'm so stupid. Okay. Yes. So I heard a voice, a female voice, saying something about coming to meet that voice, but it said below. It didn't say. I don't know
As you
where
exited the
below
clock
would
tower, it
be.
said below.
Are there sewers? There's sewers. There's got to be sewers, right?
You've been in the sewer already.
Ivy hasn't.
Ivy hasn't. Yeah.
Does the clock tower have?
No, I'm pretty sure we searched the bottom floor for a basement.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. Have a basement.
But except for the voices being hallucinations, I mean, Fritz also hears them. Not that you know.
Not that any of us know, because Fritz won't say anything because he's a little shithead.
The
The
only
voices in my
thing,
head are real.
the only thing below the city I would know about right now would be the fish people. But I don't feel like they would have the power to telepathically connect to
No.
anyone.
And I felt like it like invaded my mind. Like it wasn't just like a passive thought. It was like wanting to talk to me. It was weird.
Yeah. Yeah. You felt quite
Right?
literally like your
Yeah.
mind was just being possessed for a second.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to make a decision what to do now. So the either we need to gain access to the Academy's tower, but the requirements are vague, or we go meet the Pale Man. But for the Pale Man, we need a piece of the asteroid. For the piece of the asteroid, we need to go there. Or we try to find that one person in the entire. I
In the
forgot
entire
what
city.
district it was. I think they mentioned district, but I don't remember it anymore. And I
Theater
didn't take any
district.
notes. Theater district. Right, it was the more fancy one inside
Right, the theater. Yeah. Where is that anyway?
I think it's
Is it marked on the map?
If you ask the Lord Commander, he can tell you.
Okay. Lord
And
Commander,
he will
where's the
say,
theater district?
it's not too far from here, actually. Used to be a bustling area of the city. It's in on the inside of the walls, just near the chapel of the Cathedral of Saint Vitruvio,
Oh, we were
between
just
Saint
over there.
Vitruvio and the wall.
Where's
So
the chapel again? Okay,
over
this
there.
is the chapel, right? So
Yep.
it's 21. Okay. Well, there's a number there, guys. That means something above the table. A number that we have not yet discovered
Mhm.
what that is. So that could be something. Well, that's the closest thing. We could go walk around there for a little bit and then take a rest and then go for
I mean, what time
another.
of day even is it?
It will be nearing evening.
Yeah. So we don't have much time, so we could just go search over there real quick
Has it really been
and then
that long
come back.
already?
Yeah, because
Well,
we
we've
had the
we've
morning.
hiked around,
We
yeah.
had the morning with the
Morning, the
meeting, and then all the fighting, and then
We haven't rested
exposition to
since
the
the
camp,
meeting.
and then
Yeah.
resurrecting, talking at the camp, and then
And
now
go
we're
back.
here. So it's been a couple of hours.
Yeah. So we could, and we're where we are on the map. So we could walk down here, and then if we don't find anything, return back to the gate to bed down.
I like that. I'd really like to meet these
Or
Ex-
return back to the clock
these
tower.
eclectic people.
Eclectic.
I'm not super confident going into Deep Haze with my level 2 contamination.
Is it
Well,
deep haze?
above table, I also have level 2 contamination.
I don't think Ivy has any contamination, but she.
No.
And I think we don't have any way to get rid of it now. The best lead is currently a crater. So
You could say he hit
Is
rock
there?
bottom.
Would I, knowing that I know this spell now, would I think, and having contamination kind of described to me by Oscar and looking at the queen and stuff, would I think that something like Greater Restoration would help, or would it not help?
I don't think he would be able to ascertain whether it helps or not, but it would be a fair guess to at least try it. Because contamination, by like as far as your knowledge goes, seems fairly much something along the lines of like a curse or something. So it makes sense that the Great Restoration might help.
Okay. Okay. Something to think about. I don't know if I have stuff for it though. I think I only got stuff for
It is very expensive.
It's so expensive. Yeah, I might ask the commander, hey, is there any kind of jewels in this place, or was it all in the other place that there's a crater now?
Jewels?
You guys don't have healers, do you?
Huh.
I mean,
No.
Diamond dust. Dust of diamonds.
He looks at you like with a raised eyebrow. Didn't you get a massive diamond from what's her name
I
again?
did, but I didn't get the diamond dust, okay? I should have asked for it, and I didn't. I don't think I did, at least, because I don't think it's in my inventory. Let me check real quick. I think I just got a 300 gold diamond, which will be super helpful. Oh wait, if I attune to the phylactery, then I can
Yes.
cast Greater Restoration, but I'm not sure. Does that require?
That negates the material component. Yeah.
It negates it? Okay, so I can cast it once. Oh no, I can cast it
once a
5
day, right?
times.
Oh, it's a.
It's 1 charge, and there's 5 charges.
Yeah.
So.
Does it
There's a
regain
1d.
charges?
Yeah, per dawn 1d something per plus 1. 1d4 plus 1 every day.
It gains. How many charges does it gain? You can use an action. It just says. Oh no, I can only use that one spell. Once it's been used to cast a spell, it can't be used to cast that spell again until the next dawn. So I have 1 charge of each spell, basically.
Yeah.
yes.
I think it regains all of its charges, though. It doesn't say anything about not regaining.
Yeah, if it
That's
doesn't have
how the-
charges,
No, it's a bit weird with the items. It has basically charges, but you can only use it. It's like symbolic for the spells. You can use each of the
Yeah, so
spells
you
once a day,
basically have
and
a
you
use of a
regain
spell. Yeah.
regain them all.
Yeah. So it's not like I could use 5 charges of Great Restoration. That would be so cool, though. That makes sense. But yes, so as soon as we rest, I can attune to this and then have a feeling I could heal someone of maybe some contamination, maybe. It
I
would if
mean,
it was regular, like poison or something, but I don't know how this frickin' stuff works, so.
so either we go outside, rest, and you can heal one person, or we just quickly look into the theater district, and then the next day we can go look if the tower has a cellar, and then go to the crater and ask for stuff.
I think that's a plan.
agreed.
Sure.
All right.
If
quick,
that's okay.
quick
I
question:
don't know.
Mhm.
Are there any critters or anything around here worthy of catching?
Critters?
Aren't critters like
Frogs,
not a thing
mice,
in Drakkenheim?
roaches, anything?
Rats.
Rats.
I'll leave the worthy of catching to your discretion.
Okay,
Um,
something alive.
That narrows it down a bit. Not much because haze.
Doesn't need to be much.
But let's see if there is something. The dice says that there will be a
Did our
cockroach that catches your eye.
Did the snake boy get hungry for a mouse?
No, Tully's gonna catch the cockroach and stuff it in the little wooden trunk he has in his backpack,
Okay.
so it can't escape.
I know why. Okay. It just clicked.
You think?
Yeah, I think so.
No,
Okay.
I don't know any sorcery spells. What are sorcery spells? All right. Assume it's a material component. Let's go. Land ho.
Also quickly above table, I don't want to push into any
No,
direction.
no, no,
too
no.
much.
It was a sound plan. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Tully really wants to go to the tower, but Fritz is putting a stop to that, being a dick.
But if we find the mage, then they might know more about the tower.
Yeah.
Exactly.
could
That's
help
why I
us get
want
in
to
there.
meet them.
I'm sure that is why you.
I'm really curious now how much of an issue you're going to be with me and this tower business stuff.
Because Aldrich said to not let Atoli in the tower.
No, he told him to be careful
Keep an
about it.
eye.
Yeah, keep an eye on it, and don't let him use it like unknowingly or something. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
like be careful. Like it's fine, but be careful.
Huh.
So like, Fritz is like the new little devil on the shoulder, sitting there like, hey, you should totally do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
throw a
Try the
fireball.
door.
Yeah. Pull that lever. Do it.
All right. So is it immediately deep haze when you step in? Because like, wasn't the garrison not in the deep haze?
No,
The garrison is outside of the deep haze. So not the entirety of the inner city is covered, but there are splotches here and there. The theater district is in a pocket of deep haze.
Oh.
So if you guys are gonna go there, you have little to do against combating it. So what is your approach? Are you just gonna
I,
walk in?
I still got 2 Aqua Expurgo.
I
I'll
don't
take
have any
one.
because I'm Ivy and I'm not fucking Elodie. God, I'm so stupid. I think Elodie already took hers too, because she needed it. Because she
I
went
don't know
deep
why I have
haze.
2. I totally do you have some left over?
I didn't take one.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
Let me look
Then
at a spell.
I'm gonna
Whatever.
give seeing how one of you is glowing, the other is also pretty hit. I'm gonna give both of those to
I mean, I have no ailments yet, so it totally technically feels fine.
if you say that and say you feel fine, then
He's
he's only gonna.
contaminated, but yeah.
Do we know that? That's the question.
Do
You
we?
didn't share it, did you?
I mean, what are the? Is there telltale signs of actually levels of contamination?
At some point, yeah. At this point, no.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like when you start mutating and stuff like that, there's obviously points of it. But I'm like having level 2 of contamination now, but I haven't gotten any drawbacks from it yet. So is there anything that like should he be feeling like weaker or?
Yes. So your symptoms for a first level contamination are absolutely nothing. For the second level contamination, you don't show anything yet. There is an effect, but you haven't run into that. On the third level, you will not regain any hit points, so your wounds will stay open on a long rest. So healing still works, but like on a long rest, your wounds will stay open. That is a telltale sign. Like,
I should get this
that,
checked out.
Yeah, above that, I won't share just yet, but that gets progressively worse, as you can imagine.
Yep. Okay.
So
then
can I just add an Equo Expurgo in D&D Beyond, or should
sure.
I?
No, hearing
No.
that, um, uh, I think we should probably conserve it for them for now. And I'm sure Fritz has some way to get around all of this, as he always does.
All right.
Sorry.
Oh no, that's fine.
I feel that's
You're so
fair.
smart. Okay. So that means that not all of you are going to be protected. Oh, look, we have a familiar.
Oh, hello,
It's a little one.
little child. She's waving.
Oh,
Almost bedtime.
I think none of us will have protection. Nesbit will also not take anything, because he
I
doesn't
have
need to right
such a
now.
cool fucking spell, but I didn't prepare it.
Better go rest.
Wait, what is this
Better go for a long
thing?
rest soon then.
There's air bubble. You create a spectral globe filled with fresh air that lasts until the spell ends. 24 hours. Which is all the
Interesting.
creature needs to avoid suffocation. I mean, all
I'm
its
not sure if
and respiratory system.
I'm not
Well,
sure
it
if
would still interact with your body, but it wouldn't interact with your breathing, like your respiratory. You wouldn't breathe it in. That would be really helpful.
but even stuff like what was it called? Where is it? Stuff like rope trick also doesn't protect from the haze directly. You still can't do any resting and stuff. Also, it's too short for that, but yeah.
Well, I feel like air bubble would maybe,
But if a pocket
would,
dimension doesn't,
but like air bubble, it specifically says the globe is filled with fresh air that lasts until the spell ends, and it lasts for 24 hours. So it would be a good spell to have.
It's a
I'll
pretty
take it
good point.
when we rest. But I don't have it right now,
DM,
unfortunately.
yeah.
what does the ruling come down on this?
For what? For air bubble?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You haven't tried it yet, so it's worth a
No,
try.
I haven't tried it.
Both things
I
are
need to
magical
learn
by
it.
nature, so
I'll learn it next time and we can use it for when we're near the meteor. But for now, I don't have it, so.
let's set off then.
Yeah, I think so.
There's also this purge contamination spell, which is specific to Drakkenheim, which I'm not sure if I have an ability to learn those spells because don't have anybody that I'm learning them from.
No, the Drakkenheim spells are available, but there are ways to obtain them. You can't just
Yeah,
simply
that's what
like,
I
okay,
thought.
I learned a new spell.
I don't think I would just be able to learn that, but that would be the real spell that I need to learn. But who knows when I can learn that? Maybe this person knows it. That we're going to find. Can we be walking as we're thinking about this?
Sure.
And Petra and Ansem can come if they want to, or they can stay, whichever they want to do.
So Petra and Ansem, as well as the Lord Commander, will elect to stay at the gatehouse for now, as that is
Okay.
most probably their new command post, and they will
Yeah.
say that they will try and muster some form of like infantry and forces over here.
Okay.
They're gonna try.
They're gonna try. God bless them.
All right. So with that, are you going to go into the theater district to see what happens over there?
I think that's the plan,
Yeah.
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 Right. How long are you going to spend over? Like, unless you like, and honestly find something. Like, is it going to be like
How
a quick
long will
in
it
and
take
out?
us to get there?
I think because night times are usually bad in Drakkenheim, I think we should get out before darkness
Yeah,
settles
we'd
in.
probably leave by like 8 or 9, if not sooner than that.
Let's
Yeah,
say that gives you like 2, maybe 3 hours tops.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. So who has taken any countermeasures against the deep haze at this point?
New one?
No one, right?
No one.
As you travel towards the theater district, you notice that the deep haze sort of like starts right across the street from where you are right now. If you move to the other side of the street, you will enter the deep haze. Therefore, I will require a check to see if you can withstand it.
It was Con, right?
I'm quickly checking if that is the case, but I believe it was indeed.
I wish I had better con. I always choose Dex, but I should sometimes choose con.
Let's say
Always
it's
like,
intelligence. That would be way easier.
well, I just always, I mean, like, wisdom obviously is my best, and then I choose Dex as my second alt, like, every time, and I should consider choosing con.
Yeah, the trouble with
Every once in
Constitution
a
is like you
while.
never need it unless you do, and then you really need it.
Yeah.
That is such a D&D thing. Like whenever it's like a con save, it's immediately like it's a 20. You know, it's so unfair because like when you run into it, like it immediately gets like
Yeah.
dangerous. So yeah, it's a Constitution save for all five.
And it's not magical by nature, so I don't get advantage, right?
It is magical by nature, but it's haze, so
anything
that
I
works
can
differently.
do.
Damn it.
It's an ability check.
I will use a luck point.
Is
Okay.
there anything
Oh.
I can
Oh, no. Damn it.
That's a 22.
Okay.
do? Let me just make
How lucky.
sure.
I'm gonna use my reaction to give Atoli +6 to that roll. I think it's saving throws as well. 1 second.
I believe it. The spark of genius, you mean?
Yep, Flash of
Yeah, I
Genius.
believe that's saving throws as well.
Thank you.
So that's a 14.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me do that.
You have a 15. 20. How much
Two.
for?
22.
Right.
I
You
have a
know,
14.
that one balanced on
Let me
one.
do one for Maz.
That
Let me
one
do one for
balanced on
Maz.
one for me for so long. You know that?
Let me
Let's see
see
what Maz
about
has.
Mr. Maz. Oh no, that's not his. This.
Oh, and I need to roll for the Barlin, of course. I almost forgot.
Mass
Oh,
touches the
no,
deep
we're
haze.
Right.
making-
He's also round.
Oh no, Masla did so bad. He gets an
Oh.
8. My panther's gonna die.
Does Tali have to roll? I don't remember.
No.
Yeah, he does.
Oh. Oh.
Alright,
Does
Fizzle
he?
should also
He
probably
doesn't
roll.
breathe.
Fizzle and the dragon.
Yep.
Blondie.
Blondie.
Does she have any?
Blondie, good God. Blondie's saying like, fuck no, I'm not getting contaminated.
I love this shit.
Oh,
She's like, I'm gonna take a bath.
It's a 19 for
Oh.
Fizzle.
Cool.
19 for Fizzle, good God. Okay.
All right. So, Nibarlin, hey, that's me. Maslow.
Who's rolling for Plan D?
Okay, what's that?
that's Tali.
Oh, okay.
So an
right.
11.
So
That's
Tali,
rough.
Nibarlin,
Is
Maslow,
14 enough?
Ivy, and Atoli.
Oh
Son
no!
of a bitch.
Fuck!
As you
Fucking
do not clear
screwed.
the required 15 con save
15,
on this.
no!
I know.
Only I had a +2.
You fail your con save, and I will unfortunately have to tell you that all of you suffer 10 points of necrotic damage and gain 1 level of contamination.
That's 3.
Okay. I'm gonna cast a healing word on Panther because he only has 2 hit points now.
That's fair.
Oh, beat it again.
What do we call Do we call it exhaustion or do we call it
Sorry,
something else?
You can
Me.
put it on like the exhaustion counter if you want.
Okay, I think I will, just so I keep track of it. Let me do a quick heal to Mr.
You have to be a bit
Man.
careful if you put it under exhaustion in D&D Beyond because it might actually
Oh,
affect.
does it?
Oh, it might
build
actually
check.
affect things. Yeah, good point.
Okay.
I just put it under
Never mind,
notes
I
under
won't put it.
other.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
works too.
you're
Text.
right. That's a good idea. Okay. I'll just put it in my written notes. I'm gonna cast a level 1 healing word. Give Maslow 9 hit points back, so he's at 11 hit points. And yeah, we'll do that. Okay, cool. I'm fine to have that. All right, let's write this down.
Nesper would probably also, while walking around, start mending Tali so he goes back up to full, if that's possible.
Sure. With that out of the way, um, everyone that suffered a level of contamination here also needs to roll me a d6.
I did that already. It was 4.
Okay.
So I beat it.
Even if it's the first level.
Let's see.
Even if it's the first level, yeah.
Even if it's first level, if you roll a 1 on that, it's
Tali.
yes.
I'm gonna roll 2 of these. The first one is gonna be me. The second one's gonna be Maz.
All right.
Oh, 6s!
Double
Yeah,
6s. Nice.
We're strong.
And the Barlin had a 2, so he's fine too.
Close though. What about?
no,
Blondie didn't have one.
Blondie didn't. Yeah. So then we have everything, right?
Tali gets a mutation. This is gonna be wild.
But
what
like,
is Tali gonna turn into?
I can kill him and resurrect him,
Yeah,
so
I
I'm not
know.
sure how that then works.
Let's see what you get.
Hey, it might be
and it's-
positive, you know.
You're a mechanic creature. It's gonna be so weird. But let me roll that d20 and see what you got. You got a 9, which is
There's also a delirium shard inside of him, so
Right.
oh, that is really weird.
Yeah. What did you?
Um,
what did he do?
So as Tali like walks into, are you sitting on Tali, by the way?
yeah.
He's gonna
Okay.
fall through.
No. This is so much worse. Like as he like waddles into the deep haze, he gets like hit by like the full front of it, and his entire outer shell suddenly grows like spiked, like a spike growth. You kind of look like Bowser right now. Which
Dolly is Bowser.
so what that does is at the end of each of your turn, you deal 5 piercing damage to any creature that you are in physical contact with.
That's
Oh
so
god, damn
cool.
it.
But can you ride him? Does he pierce you?
Disengage.
Yeah, you can't ride your mount anymore, man.
Dismount.
Yeah, Nesper just falls off. What the
Nesper's
fuck?
like,
God damn it.
Oh
Just
my
bolt
god.
a chair onto him.
Just make a
That's
chair
so
over the
funny.
spikes.
I was gonna
Tali
say,
is
you can just like
Bowser
stick that on
now.
the spikes. Like,
Can I find a wooden board and just slap it on top of the spikes? Or does it become part of the creature
He's
at
got
this
a
point?
spiny shell.
I will say this is an upgrade of anything. Like you could totally use this in battle.
I was about to
Yeah.
say, yeah, you could, like, you're an artificer, you can
This
work
is a
around
good
this.
thing.
Yeah.
You could
can't
totally
drive
work
him
around
anymore.
this. For now.
Oh, that's funny.
You could tinker with that overnight and you got a seat in the morning. Like, easy.
All right. Well, we took our
With that,
bad
you are
stuff.
into the deep haze, and it gives you like this check repeats every hour. So if you spend like if you want to spend more than an hour, like I'll tell you. But with that hour, you'll be able to clear a lot of this district. You'll be able to like look around, and the district itself does live up to its name. Like it's destroyed as the rest of Drakkenheim is. But you can tell that this was once a very fancy area. You can see buildings with tall facades in front with large like billboards that are now like precariously hanging by one nail. You see like faded letterings that like exclaim that there are certain shows happening and whatnot. It looks nice.
Title of a show. Come on.
Huh?
Title of a show. Title of a
What
show.
kind of?
Come on. Give us a good one.
Burlap McGinney's Comedy Fest. I don't know.
Burlap McGinney. I want to see Burlap McGinney's Comedy Fest.
I hate coming up with shit on the spot.
Pez.
That's why I said it. I was like, I know he's gonna hate me for this, but I have to know.
But there is one that stands out
Oh.
for 2 reasons. Yeah, there is one where you can very clearly see the name because the facade at the front is still very much intact. It's weathered a bit, but it's intact. And it is a beautiful wooden sign that with like large calligraphic letters says the Rose Theater, and it has like a large image of a rose on it. that is not the striking part of it. The building itself seems relatively intact, and from what you can tell on the outside, it's a large like amphitheater theater, like one of those like round coliseum style theaters. It's not too big, but it's sizable. Like it's not the actual coliseum, but it's big. But that's not the most striking feature. The most striking feature is the fact that there's something going on with that theater. You
Oh,
see, as you get closer to it, that there is some sort of a effect, almost like a glass ball that is
Nope.
encompassing
Nope.
the entire.
No.
Hmm?
Nope. Not doing this shit again.
What?
We did this 20 sessions ago. We lost Felix.
Hey, Fritz, go in there.
yeah,
And you hear
Fritz, go
faint
in
piano
there.
music.
She migrated.
Now, I will
No,
give you
does
an
it
image of
look
what it.
like? Yeah, does it look like the deep haze is not penetrating through it, or? Ooh.
So that's the interesting bit. As you get closer, you kind of get the feeling that the haze doesn't penetrate through it all that much. It seeps through a little bit, but there is a big contrast between the deep haze outside and inside.
Um, I'm going to. Oh, sorry. Just yawn, I guess. Do a quick produce flame and just shoot a little ball at the wall. Does it bounce off or does it go through?
Absolutely.
Bounces off?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's That's
Hey,
cool.
hey, Tali, step inside.
Ollie, you're gonna sacrifice your dude because you just want to bring him back anyway.
Your sacrifice
He's
will not be forgotten.
he's replaceable.
He's
Um,
replaceable.
as Tali walks
Well,
into this sphere, it sort of like just like gets like pushed back a little bit, like minimally.
oh,
And
it
I think
doesn't let
as you
him
see
in,
that
or
effect, no, and as you see that effect, I think the magic users under you might realize what this is. That's a wall of force.
oh, oh, I didn't even think about Wall of Force. I'm so stupid. I don't think I have that, but still. Okay, Wall of Force. What is the deal with that spell anyway? Let me see if it's one of the druid spells. I don't think it is, but if it
It's
is,
not.
then I would know.
Yeah, if Nesbeth
Yeah.
recognizes
Thank you,
it.
Finn. Um, Wall of Stone is one, but not Wall of Force.
So wall of force generally is a lot smaller than this, but this thing is huge.
It's a huge Wall of Force. Okay.
But the effect is very much
Um,
the same. So it doesn't hurt,
I
but
turn to
it's like walking
where
into a
I
wall.
think Fritz is. Is Fritz invisible?
He probably is.
Okay, so I turn to where I think Fritz is, which he's probably on the opposite side of the party, but I turn to where I think he is, and I say, uh, what about that thing that you did to leave us all behind when you ran away from us like a dickhead? Wasn't that
Um,
a
Good
teleportation
thinking,
spell?
but if that is a
Hmm,
wall of force, this will not help here.
really? Wall of Force Dimension Door doesn't work with Wall of Force.
Sadly.
With what can you pierce such a wall of force?
I think disintegrate would help here.
That is correct.
Oh, I don't have that.
So brute force doesn't work.
I mean, if you have enough of it.
What did you
Does
say
anyone
about
have a
Dimension Door not
way?
being able to bypass the barrier?
I'm pretty sure it says something that it
That's what it
blocks
said.
ethereal travel.
Ethereal. Oh, Dimension Door is ethereal. Yeah, good point. Because
What
actual
about?
teleportation does work.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
dimension door is, as far as
Is
I know,
ethereal.
not considered. Or is it? I'm
Maybe
pretty
not
sure it
anymore,
is.
by the way. That might be changed. Hang on.
Oh, I have to be familiar with the target. I was gonna try to cast a message, but I can't unless I'm familiar with the target.
I already used the spell magic today.
I don't have to spell magic because I'm a dumb
Uh,
dumb.
Nesbeth will just knock on like
Knock,
at the same level
knock
where
on
the
the
door is.
Just be like, come on, guys, let us
It
in.
is an instantaneous teleport. That is not a travel. That is not ethereal.
oh,
Oh,
all right.
Yeah, instantaneous teleport is not travel.
well, Fritz, you want to go in and you could even go. Well, no. Well, you would appear and you wouldn't be invisible, but you could make yourself invisible again.
Hmm. I'm not sure he would he would say that. I think he would stay with
Say it?
he would
Oh
stay with
my
his words,
god! You're
even if
our
they might be
only
not
way to
true.
get in there!
Let's have a
Boy!
look first. Maybe if that's
Oh
the
my
only
god.
way out, but
Are there
he
any
doesn't feel like
windows? There's
being
no
a
like
trailblazer. Not in this
there's no
case.
big glass doors that show the lobby or anything. There's
Can
nothing.
There
can
are a
Nesp
couple of large doors, but they're closed.
Is no one showing up when he knocked on the shield?
Nope.
can Nesp start walking around the shield, looking for if there's like any a field where it's unstable or where it's created or something like that, looking for a source, anything.
You can, and if you do a walk around, this is some professional level magic. This thing is big and it's stable. Whatever is conjuring this knows what they're doing or is using a very strong conduit, or probably both.
I did have that earth move spell, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a sphere. Just because I'm curious. I have Baslo go up to the border of it and just start digging. Does it go down in the
It
ground?
does.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was. I was pretty
I've
sure. But
I've got an idea.
okay.
I quickly need to read that. Can I try to create an unseen servant inside of the sphere?
Oh,
Ooh,
what would that do?
that I
That's
don't.
smart, actually.
Yeah, that might work. Let me check if you can do that.
What would it do? Just to go knock on the door or something?
It can knock on the door and go inside and like call someone.
I mean, you usually can't cast a spell through a solid wall, but
Yeah,
it's
that's
translucent, so I'm not
Yeah.
sure what even the rules are if you can cast something through normal glass.
Well, isn't the rule normally if you can see it, you can cast it there?
The servant springs into an existence in an unoccupied space on the ground within range.
Yes, but there's general rules for like spells targeting. That's
Hmm.
But you're
I
targeting
could
Uh,
cast one.
unoccupied space.
I could cast a familiar over there, maybe. Hmm.
So I'm not sure if the rules for unseen servant have maybe changed.
it's not about unseen servant.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
about spellcasting.
I could maybe cast a familiar over there. I can cast
It's
it
the
without
same
using.
issue. If it's
Is it really?
I mean, it's still spellcasting.
I couldn't cast it over here, dismiss it, and then summon it again.
I'm not sure about that. That's
yeah. It floats around like total cover and whatnot. But you know what? Let's just like I'm gonna dig into this because it's an interesting question. For now, I'm just gonna allow it because I think it's creative. Like creative solutions should be rewarded.
It will make him knock on the door.
Yeah, for now I'm just gonna have him knock on the door and see if anything happens. It's only it's
Yep.
also only 60 feet he can go. So
Yep.
that's something to keep in mind.
It knocks on the door and it can, and then nothing happens.
Time to open the door. Both doors so we can see inside.
Yeah, that actually works. And you can see.
It's unlocked. I guess with the wall of force, it thinks that it
Yeah,
doesn't have to be.
it doesn't have to be locked. You can see what seems to be a foyer, or at least the entrance to a foyer.
Ooh, beautiful. What are those things
I
on the ground? Are those mouse
Tickets.
traps or letters? Oh, they're tickets.
I basically just command him to walk around and see if he finds anyone in the range where he can operate.
Okay.
but I'm not sure if he can actually scout for me. I don't think he can properly relay any
No.
information.
It can't speak and you
And he's-
can't see through its eyes.
And he's
So
unseen.
if it if
So-
it if it hobbles around over there, it isn't destroyed by something. So that's what
all
you
you
learn
know.
by that.
Okay.
But nothing
could,
reacts. We then don't see anyone going out confused, anything like that.
No.
I could summon a familiar that could maybe fly in there, but other than that, I think that's as much as we're gonna get unless we have a way to make a loud sound, maybe. Nabarlin, you have that thing that you can make your
Thaumaturgy.
voice loud.
I'm not sure
Does
about
it-
doing a loud sound in the city.
No.
Right. Does it not penetrate the wall of force anyway? Does it let sound through? Wall
I
of
believe it
force
blocks everything.
introvert. Oh no.
Nothing can physically pass through a wall, so I'd say sounds physical.
Yeah, it's a wave.
Nope. Well, then I will take a second and cast Find Familiar. I don't need material components because I have
Does that cancel out Maslow for now?
No, Maslow's not a familiar.
Oh no, he's just your pet. Yeah.
He's just my pet. He's just my buddy.
Wait,
But
don't
yeah,
you have
I
to ritually
have
cast it, or doesn't it like take a while?
let me look.
Or can you cast it like instantly?
Um,
Because it's normally an hour.
Oh god. Let me look at it. Where'd
I
it
mean,
go?
there's an easier solution to all of this, and Frizz will just dismiss and try to resummon Fizzle.
Oh yeah, you
On the
already
inside.
have one.
Yes. If
Yeah,
that
you can.
works.
Yep.
Okay, then do that. God. Why are you making me do all this stuff?
Well, why would I do work if I don't have to?
Oh my god. Fritz, I will literally kill you and you don't want me to do that.
I would threaten to punch you in the face again, but it didn't hurt the first time, so.
Where is this a different one that I had?
Okay, Fritz will be looking through Fizzle's eyes and
don't
we'll have a
see.
look around. What does he see?
This is very clearly the entrance area to the theater. A lot of it is broken over here. Other than the entrance area, there's a couple of steps up to a grand double door that seems to be closed. And then to the sides, there are two more steps going up to another set of double doors above that. The double doors at the top have a sign above it that says VIP.
Okay. Is there anything on the wall facing the door, like, I don't know, any notice boards or maybe even some switches?
No switches. There will be like a couple of like posters, if you will, like from past plays. Don't make me do it. And there is one more sign near the large door over here, which says main entrance.
All right. I assume both the doors are locked, or at least
They're
closed.
not. They're closed.
And there's
Can the
no.
unseen servant go open the door?
That's true.
I'm gonna tell the servant to
It's all
just go
he's
and
good
start
for.
opening all
Just
doors he can
opening
find.
Just open all the doors.
I love how we're playing a proxy party this time.
Yes.
The unseen servant can open doors. Like it's strong enough for that. Fizzle isn't,
Yeah,
but the
that's
unseen
my
servant
thing,
is.
yeah.
So the unseen servant will be able to open the doors. Yeah.
Yeah, he opens all doors in range then. He basically
Sure.
walks with Fizzle.
All right. Fizzle will go into the lower door.
All right. There is a large hallway which is underneath another part of the map, so I'm not going to show it. But there is just a straight hallway which goes for like 40 feet to another set of double doors.
Okay, I think
I
that
don't
would
think
be
the unseen
outside the
servant can
range of
make it to
the.
those doors.
Unseen servant,
Yeah.
yes.
All right, then she'll go to the upper doors and look through that.
All right, over there you have a lot more vision because what you see over there is the VIP lounge. There's a couple of chairs over
Ooh,
here,
VIP
but more
lounge.
importantly, if you float in here, you actually have a view of the theater because you're at the top.
Gasp. Let's
And
see
what
this
does
thing.
Fizzle see?
What do your elf eyes see?
What do your
Fizzle
fizzle
will
eyes
see the
see?
following. Give me 1 second to clear that.
Yee.
She's not an elf, she's a fae.
It's a sprite.
Right,
Little
that's what it
sprite
was.
I see.
There's going to be
She's
more, but
not
I'm going to have to do this in
caffeinated.
batches. But you see a large theater area.
Whoa, what's that? Are those
It's an
Hmm.
arena. Somebody's
elementals?
battling elementals.
They're doing Beyblades over here.
I
It's
wanna be the very best.
Someone's having a Pokemon battle.
Oh.
there you go. It is indeed a like a Colosseum style theater, which can be used for various things. There's a couple of things that you will see here. First up, you're up pretty high, and to the left and right of you, there are rows upon rows of chairs.
Mhm.
Then, all the way to the ground, there is the main area, the main stage, upon which you see two elementals. You see a water elemental and you see an air elemental. Curiously, those look normal. You've seen elementals in Drakkenheim, but they're all
They
contaminated.
usually,
Like
right,
yeah, they're all
yeah.
purple. These aren't.
Huh.
Other than that, there is an elevated part of the stage, the wood part. Up there, you see a lot of alchemical paraphernalia. So there's like a lab almost like constructed there. And other than that, you will see a little stone platform. And that is perhaps the most eye catching part of this. This pedestal has a large delirium geode on it, about the size of a
Oh,
football,
that's
from
what we
which
need.
you see a column of energy striking up all the way towards the
Oh,
top
for the
of this
wall of
dome.
force. Okay. So if we got a football, we could cast a wall of force.
Unless otherwise specified, Fritz will be describing everything he sees,
Sure.
and he
Okay.
will be listening for suggestions. Whether he will follow them is a
Uh,
different question.
are the elementals fighting or are they just standing?
They're
what
just
what
floating
are they
around.
doing? Oh,
Can
okay.
you send Fizzle to see if there's like any signs of living, like a person working and living there actively?
I'm on it.
Is that more than 100 feet away?
Maybe, but I don't think there's a restriction for familiars.
I think there's a restriction for how far they can go and you can still see through them. She could describe it back to you, maybe. But I'm
While your
pretty sure it's
familiar is
100
within
feet.
100 feet of you, you can communicate with it telepathically. Uh, yeah, okay, yeah, it has to be within 100 feet. Okay, no, then.
It'll have to be from a little bit of a distance. Like the only indication of life that might be here are the elementals. The larger desk that has like some potions and whatnot. Um, let me see. The desk itself seems to have a plate on it with a half finished croissant.
They
Oh,
have croissants.
how fresh is it?
It's not rotten yet, so
Pretty
relatively
fresh.
like it's at a distance, so like you can't see if it's bad, but at least it's still there and it doesn't seem like fungusy.
I mean, Fizzle is
Fungusy.
sufficiently intelligent to be autonomous, so he just command her to just go in and investigate, and then just to like get back here somewhere and report back.
If you do that, the croissant is fresh-ish, as in like edible.
All right,
She eats a little
and
bit of it.
Well,
She takes
it's fine.
it's good.
and what would that be?
So,
that is another table upon which you see a rat that is currently dissected.
Oh, it's dissect. I thought you were
Yeah,
saying
you
the
see.
rat was dissecting, and I was like, wow, she has a rat familiar who's dissecting another rat? What?
Okay, in that case,
It's a
Fizzle
rat puzzle.
will
It's a rat
dive
puzzle.
in behind the curtains and have a little peek.
All right.
Yeah, the curtains there. Is that what that is?
Yeah, those are indeed curtains, and
Yeah.
you can
Okay.
fly through that. Um,
She has to come all the way back to tell you what she sees. So
so
Yes.
you
we
can't
can
see
just
through her eyes
stand.
beyond
Yeah.
100 feet, or can you?
No, I can only do it for like one turn. and then I have to redo that, so I can't see it.
Okay. Then I quickly have to check something. Yeah. Fizzle will fly through the curtain and will not come back.
Oh no.
And you will feel that she basically
Huh.
got snuffed out.
She got poofed.
All right. So there's
Did-
two elementals in the big room that are not contaminated, and there's something behind the stage that took care of Fizzle, even though she was invisible.
That is correct. That's why I had to check.
Interesting.
Uh,
Okay. And you're sure you can't do that teleport thing that you were doing?
I don't think I can. No.
Oh, I hate you.
Properly knocking won't hurt, and Nespip will try to hit the shield with full force.
Hang on, what do you do?
Nespip will hit the shield with full force with his hammer to just give it a knock, like
Okay.
a proper one.
Like your weapon will like reverberate against that. It won't take any damage, but so like the shield doesn't
Oh.
either.
Hmm,
Okay.
I wish I had hit points.
I mean, we can't do anything about that right now, so should we check out the rest of the theater district and then head back to
Can we see
someplace?
through? Can we like distantly see the stage
No, see,
through? Because these doors are open.
But it's stairs.
yeah. The upper doors are beyond your peripheral vision.
Oh,
The
beyond
ones
the
at the
peripheral.
bottom, that one
Okay.
is open, but it leads to another set of
It
doors,
just
which are still
leads to a
closed.
hallway. Right, yeah. Okay, never mind. Alright, so she's probably behind those curtains. Could we go to the other side of the building and see if there's anything that, like a window or something that we could look through?
That might work.
If you
Yeah, I'm
circle
gonna go to
around,
the other side.
the background, the backside of the theater offers no such thing. It is a solid construction.
There's no stage door.
No backstage entrance, unfortunately. No.
Poop. Okay, well, I mean, I don't know what to do. The fucking wall of force is.
I just think we have to leave this one till we figure out the opportunity.
And I mean, if you can resummon Fizzle, we could have her knock the geode down from the pedestal. Maybe.
Yes.
Are we sure that's a good
However-
idea?
I'm not sure.
What if this
We
dome was
could get
kept to
some
keep the
elementals.
elementals in there? Or
I don't think
whatever
that-
whatever else is behind the curtain.
I think the
think the
elementals
dome
are
is-
just like. Yeah, I think the dome's for the haze. I think the
Yeah, I
elementals are.
could technically
guards.
resummon her quickly. I have something for that.
I mean, that's the last thing I would try before inspecting the rest of this area.
Or you can try to go behind the curtain, not invisible, and just deliver a message or something like, hey, someone is at the front door.
Hey.
I mean,
Classic.
sure, I
Hey.
can try that. Do I still have some? Yes. If you all think that's a good idea, I can do that.
Yeah, do it.
All right. In that case, Fritz will once again produce his brass brazier and a solid block of incense, and it will just flash to a cloud of smoke within a few seconds as he casts Find Familiar as an action.
All right.
Oh, nice.
On the inside of the barrier, I imagine. There we go.
Yes. I mean, I could also poof her in and out of existence.
Poofer.
Yeah.
Poof.
Um,
Little poof.
yeah, he will basically instruct Fizzle to visibly go knock on the wall next to the curtain and try to. Basically,
What?
you have visitors. Do you mind coming to the front door?
You have visitors.
Visitors.
Can she talk? What's her voice sound like? Come on. What's her voice?
Oh no, that's not something I'll do.
Come on, Jim. Come on. You can do it.
Oh, yeah, visitors.
Oh god.
Oh,
No.
why did you have to do that?
I'm
Sir,
sorry, man.
you have visitors at the front door. Do you mind?
All right.
Woo-woo.
I am so sorry.
This is so funny. When she
I imagine
appears
at
to
this,
the elementals, yeah. What are the elementals?
the elementals will not pay you. Like if
What
you're
is
still
it?
visible, the elementals will not do anything if they see you.
Huh. Interesting.
If you knock on that wall, and I imagine you fly back so you can like give a report back.
Yes.
You will, and if you keep your eyes focused on the theater like center, you'll actually see that someone steps out from behind the curtain. Ta-da!
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
It looks like
Ooh.
a lady. It looks like a female, and she is wearing
Lady.
full plate armor. Like it's for those of you who played Baldur's Gate. Like, do you know to get the Yankee plate armor with all the filigree on it and whatnot? That's kind of
Damn!
what it looks like. Yeah. So it's very, very expensive, pretty looking silvered plate armor with a couple of gemstones in there. She looks up at you, Fizzle, and gives a bit of a smile. And as she talks, it is very clearly audible. And she says, "That's better. Next time, don't just fly in." Um, I imagine that your, well, whoever summoned you would like to have a talk. Come on in.
Yes.
She touches the pedestal at a
What
certain
is it?
place, and the barrier drops.
Well, that went better than expected.
I feel like Maslow was leaning on the barrier. And then he just goes,
Wow.
he's like, he's like had his paws up against it and then fell forward. That's funny. That's great. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's go. Oh, whoops.
I mean, we can't really go through the Emperor, so we'd have to go through the main door.
Yeah, allow me to. Yeah, you can. Let's see. I believe we don't have any walls up there. Yeah, you can just move through. That's fine.
Right, and this Pip isn't riding.
As all of you are in, the barrier reforms behind and basically all around you. For the purposes of just annoying visuals, I'm going to leave it off, but because it's nicer on the eyes. But the barrier is up again.
So we would go here, or we can go down here. Go down here. Okay. Put this. No, stop.
As you approach into the
Stop.
center of the theater, you notice that both of the elementals, the air and the water elemental, are starting to get engaged. Like the water gets a little bit more bubbly, the air gets a little bit more like makes a little bit more noise.
Okay.
But you see that the person on the stage steps a little closer, and she waves at both of them. And she says, "There. These are just visitors. Give them some room. Not every day I get visitors. What are you here for?"
Hello. We actually heard about a person being able to walk through the deep haze, and I personally was wondering how that works, just out of curiosity. And our supply of stuff to defend against the purple haze. Yeah, there were problems with the supply line.
It got blown up. I don't know if you saw the explosion.
I
Felt
did.
it.
I'm obviously very curious as to what happened, but if I may make an astute assumption, the Amethyst Academy has something to do with it.
That's a yep.
Kinda.
Somewhat, yeah. They got a bomb stolen from them, so
A
yeah.
bomb. A bomb this time. Okay.
Pardon
Don't you
me, finely clad lady.
You
Who
can
are
address
you?
me as Ryan. You can address me as Ryan Graymere.
Oh,
That's not the one, or is that
Wait.
the one?
Would I remember her? Wasn't she from the?
Yeah, you actually do remember her now that you hear her name.
Ryan.
Probably you don't recognize her in full plate because she probably walked around in robes, but yeah, you recognize her.
She was one of my
That's
tutors.
what. Yes, she was.
Like it
Does
totally
she
will.
recognize
It
you,
totally will
though?
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take the moment to two step forwards and take the hood off of his head as well. Well, is
I thought it was
Graymere?
gonna be spelled fun. It's just Ryan. Okay.
But then the last name is like, oh, Gray with like a Y?
No, Graymere. Graymere.
Yeah,
Grimmier.
Grimmier.
So
Um,
he'll look up to her at the stage like, Miss Graymere, is that you?
Oh, I remember you.
Yeah, most do.
What's your name?
Totally.
Yes, the sorcerer, right?
He'll smirk at that and just say, yeah.
Yeah. Ah, well, it's okay. I'm happy for you that you survived. I hope. And yet you find yourself in the most agonizing place on our planet right now. What makes you come back here?
I never left.
Then
I
you,
was born here and I lived here.
then you seem to have a relatively good condition that you are in.
Yeah.
Should be happy.
I mean, I'm alive. And as we mentioned just before, you know, dealing with the thick haze in here and everything is getting a little problematic.
Yes, bombs everywhere, right?
Yeah, apparently, that was Eldrick's work.
And I imagine that Eldrick is also the one that said, hey, there might be someone walking the deep haze who found a way to live there, right?
Oh no,
Actually, no.
that rumor came from several sources.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
I'm anxious to hear.
I think that specific rumor was just from always forgot her name, the cult leader, Lucretia. Lucretia.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. The ones that stabbed themselves with delirium in the hopes of surviving it. You tell me. I don't understand them. No, this haze is going to be the death of us, of all of us, and if not for the very few that are still around trying to study it in order to find a mitigating factor, it seems that the whole world is at each other's throat trying to blow it all up. It's, well, we are in a theater after all, and it's theatrically funny in a way.
The irony is
So,
not
what have you
lost.
come to do?
Well, as a matter of fact, actually seeking you out.
Of course. And how can my humble self serve this mighty group of adventurers?
Wait, you've heard of us?
No, but you're in here, so that accounts for something, right?
It totally
You
will
just-
like
Well,
motion
I
for
feel like
like
Navarlin
he-
starts to go into his Plan C thing, and we're just like.
I was going to start like introduce I was going to introduce Nespib and Nabarlin to like step up and
If he does the Plan C thing, she will listen to that, like, one hand like that.
Oh,
I feel like I'm sounding repetitive here, but now that the city's blowing up, I imagine you're shifting to Plan D or what?
I think technically we're already way beyond that, but yeah.
You're running out of
Plan E,
alphabet, my friend.
Aren't we all? But yeah, we heard about you being able to combat the haze and are actually interested. At least I personally are really interested in the research you found because that delirium stuff is intriguing.
Intriguing how, if I may ask?
I wanna know what it actually is and where it came from. I've seen that using it as a weapon is really not a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the stuff, the falling fire, falling flame, I don't know, said while there's a lot of religious stupid stuff in there, the thing with it growing and maybe taking over the planet, we've at I think it's kind of confirmed by one of our former associates. So it's a bit concerning that the religious idiots are on the same, somewhat on the same page as research.
And the truth is not far from this. As far as I can tell, it seems that there is indeed a certain growth happening. You see, magic attracts more magic. It's inherent to the nature of, well, magic. But under extraordinarily rare circumstances, I found that magical energies can crystallize. It just so happened that it crystallizes into delirium here in this city. Now, these stones slowly draw more raw magic into the world from distant planes, it seems. Other possible realities and alternate dimensions. Now, this might be a lot to take in, but the trouble is, once this happens, the rate is exponential. So, as I have noticed, considerably more leakage occurs around vast quantities of delirium. And these chaotic energies are inherently destabilizing. Unfocused magic conjures up paradoxical improbabilities at random, leaving behind lingering eldritch contamination. Uncontained, these magical forces manifest as, well, the haze, what you see all around us. More delirium forms within, and so the process accelerates. In a nutshell, yes, the planet is doomed.
Unless.
Unless you have a bright idea to how to counter it. I'm listening.
Isn't that what you're doing?
You're the bright new future, right? You're a student, after all. Ex-student, I might say.
Well, you've turned the shard behind you into some form of shield.
Yes.
You've reverted.
Eldrick turned a shard into some form of bomb, so apparently we can do things with it. How does that answer the main question, though?
You reverse engineered it to fight itself.
No, I simply used it as a catalyzer.
In what?
I cast a spell and I used a geo to amplify its power tenfold.
What spell?
This is not really the right moment for a quiz. You must have skipped this class when I was giving it, but I would be astounded if you, as a sorcerer and a student of the Amethyst Academy, I might add, do not know what a wall of force is.
I'm sorry, my memory is a little
You should
forgetful
be.
considering the fact that I've been out here in the streets, living and, fighting for life every day. I don't have the luxury of hiding away somewhere.
Oh, you do. You
Is
could have
it
just left the city behind and find greener pastures.
monsters? Is it movable? This wall of force? Could you
It
walk
can
with
be.
it?
No, I can recast it at another place, but I can't move it while it's cast.
Okay.
However, there is another spell that might be able to do so.
Air bubble.
Don't,
Have
I
you
was
heard
about
of
to say,
air
don't just say air bubble, I swear.
My dear, what's your name? You haven't studied with me, have you?
No, I'm more of a naturally nature magic inclined
Ah,
druid.
yes.
Ivy
You're
is my name.
above table, like it wouldn't make sense in D&D, but I so want to say, oh, you're like a vegan wizard.
You're like a vegan.
Oh, right. Yeah, you're a vegan.
uh, Ivy couldn't be a vegan. She's friends with a panther. Like panthers are carnivores, man.
um, she says there is this air bubble that you use, right?
Well, I haven't used it yet, but I had an idea to try it.
Well, this form of conjuration is something that I'm well versed in. And the funny thing is that if you apply a different catalyst to your spell, it might actually be of service to you. You could be able to create a neutralizing field, which indeed will help you move through the haze a little bit more comfortable.
Neutralizing field.
Yes.
Is that a spell or is that just a term?
It is a spell. You would have to learn how to use it, and you will need a catalyst for it. Delirium works wonders with this.
Do you know how to cast it?
It's highly advanced. I'm not sure if you are, with due respect, capable of casting such a spell.
What
Above
level?
table, it's a 5th level spell.
I can cast a 5th level spell. I can cast
I know,
one
but she
5th
doesn't
level
know that.
spell. I can cast that level. Try me, is what she says.
Hmm.
I'm pretty powerful. And Maslow will growl at her. Oh, you've got
Perhaps I might. Perhaps I might share it with you. If you provide me with the results, what do you intend to do with it, anyways? Let's just say that you get this and you're able to walk amongst the creatures of the haze unscathed. And that is, of course, unless you get into a fight with them. What do you
I
intend to
have
do?
I have family that's in danger further deeper in the city.
If they are deeper in the city, they are no longer in danger, my friends. They are perished.
They are
Well,
in danger.
that they kind of are already perished. We might be able
And they are
to
the lucky
bring them
ones.
back though. There's this necromancer, I think, is what they were telling me.
As you mentioned that, her eyes perk up. Who?
They call him the Pale Man, I think. I don't know his
Friedrich?
actual name.
Yes.
What is he, an X or something? That was a very like
That is the
that was a
voice you get
very
from that, yeah.
I was like, do you know this man?
My hmm, my
Lover?
private affairs
Ex-lover?
are my private affairs are none of your business.
Ivy is very interested. Friedrich. Okay,
Friedrich
write that down.
is Friedrich has every right to be called a necromancer. He is also studying delirium. I don't agree with his methods. Let me put it that way.
Well, I'm pretty sure my cousin is his prisoner, so
Then let's hope that she is still recognizable when you find him.
Well, and to find him, we would like some ways to protect ourselves from the haze. So I
And
would,
potentially him as well.
he totally is her ex, isn't he?
I mean, that's the vibe you're getting from it, I imagine.
They know
Well,
yeah, they
they-
know each other somehow.
They were colleagues.
they were more than colleagues.
of course, we would share with you any discoveries we would make in relation to that spell and the other things we might learn from the haze. Even though I don't think there's much we could tell you that you don't already know. But even a blind bird.
I've put my faith in other people before within Drakkenheim, and it's been blowing up in my face. She looks over at the sky, quite literally, recently. This bomb that went off in Drakkenheim, let's say that I'm not particularly happy with the result of that. It's based on my research.
Miss
I did
Grimir,
not. Yes.
you said you put your faith in others. Have others had eyes on the tower? We do intend to go there.
You don't want to go there.
We do want to.
Have you
do
been there?
not want to go there. I haven't been there, and I don't think I want to go there either. You have no idea what is there.
That's
There's
why I
one
need
more
to
thing
go
about
there.
what do you intend to find at this tower, Tony?
Don't know answers. Hopefully.
Yeah, I'm currently suspecting the Amethyst Academy has probably something to do with the meteor or with the origin of the meteor. I've got some ideas.
Please share them with me. What are your ideas?
Just to be sure, it sounds like you're no longer an active what is it called?
Remember?
Member of the Amethyst Academy, right?
No, I am not.
Um, my former mentor has been taking care of the clock tower, and
Her eyes
just
like widened as she mentioned the clock tower. Yes.
a couple, I think it was days before the meteor struck, the Amethyst Academy claimed the clock tower for themselves while showing no interest at all before then. So the more we heard from someone else that the tower has some powerful device to open gateways to other planes, and seeing how the clock tower is connected to searching or looking for the position of other planes, and having that device on the Amethyst Academy's tower, there are some suspicious things.
Very clever. The haze, you see, as it expands, it both transforms the landscape around it, but it also conjures magical enemy from the space between worlds. Where my concern lies right now is that in areas where magic was already concentrated, or where the borders between the worlds are thin, it could result in catastrophic dimensional rifts. My feeling is that the Amethyst Academy knows this too. And in order to prevent one of those dimensional rifts opening right on the clock tower, they have disabled the clock tower itself right before the meteor impacted. However, they did not foresee where the meteor would strike, and seeing as it went right through the inscrutable tower, there is something going on in the tower which I can't really peer into. It seems walled off from my vision.
And you don't think it could be crucial to know this information that is going on there? It
Yes,
doesn't seem like you see another way out right now.
let me speak plainly. If there is a dimensional rift that is opened in the inscrutable tower, I cannot even fathom how dangerous that might be. Whatever might come through that rift is incredibly dangerous, as we do not know what it is, but it is at least strong enough to withstand the rift that has been created. At the same time, the magic, the raw energy of the inscrutable tower is leaking into this rift, feeding into it. We don't know much about interdimensional rifts at this scale, but we do know that with these powers at play, and the fact that this rift happened right on the ley line, the one that connects the clock tower and the inscrutable tower alike, this might get very catastrophic indeed. Is it pivotal that we know what's happening over there? Yes. Is it feasible? No.
You said the
Not
world is
unless you.
doomed regardless.
Yes, she says hesitantly.
So
So,
what
is
does
there
it matter
something
if
you
we
could?
take the risk and you don't? You still stand to gain the knowledge.
Is there something you could do to help us get into that tower? Because from what all I have heard is that there are some issues with getting into it, and only very few people have the means.
They sealed off the tower when everything was said and done and the meteor had crashed down. But they forgot to collect a couple of the sigils that are used to open up the tower. I know that Friedrich still has his, and I still have mine. If you are willing to go into the tower, you can have my sigil to unlock the tower. But I would require something in return beforehand.
What?
Please tell me.
Friedrich's head on a plate.
I find that agreeable.
I think, guess you're, it didn't
Uh,
end well between you two, huh?
It's not about that. Friedrich is creating monsters and is reveling in what's happening in Drakkenheim, and that must stop. Maybe we cannot turn the tide, maybe we can, but we sure as hell, sure as the nine hells, should not use delirium for fun experiments. It's barbaric, and I will have no part in it.
I think his latest experiment might be my cousin, so I'm for killing him.
I also find this very agreeable. But you mentioned you had a spell that you might be able to teach us to help with going through the haze.
Yeah,
That would really
I'd love
help
to learn
getting
that
to
spell.
your
Former
former
lover?
acquaintance.
X?
Husks are
All right.
plenty in Drakkenheim, right?
Yes?
How do you deal with those? Easily.
Do you kill them?
Yeah, but like, just like you combat the haze with some sort of spell that you could potentially teach us. Is there any way to easily expunge the husks as well?
My research is ongoing and very limited at the moment about the expunging of the haze from individuals, but I can tell right now that that is an agreeable approach. If you take away the haze from creatures that are basically formed by it, they cease to operate well within a very short while. This leads me to believe that with the proper research, we should be able to find a way to completely pull it out of a husk or anyone else carrying any mutagenic properties of the haze. It's ongoing
How,
research, though, and I can't really tell you yet.
how do the husks do with really bright daylight?
They don't really care. Unless it's any form that would damage other creatures alike, it would damage them too.
Okay. Alright. Just seeing if they're undeadish or vampire-y.
Just a quick question. You earlier mentioned that the Amethyst Academy rushed to probably disable the tower. But
Yes.
the tower hasn't been running for years.
That is correct. The clock face has not been running for hundreds of years. The mechanical machine on the inside, however, has. The Amethyst Academy disabled the clock facade in order to make it look like it didn't work.
Do you know what
I-
they specifically researched using the tower?
Dimensions. And the way to draw upon it.
Hmm.
I know what you're thinking. Did we call this meteor upon ourselves by doing that? Do you know what the answer to that is?
Probably yes.
I hate to say that I don't know. And that is probably as close to a yes as I could get.
If you know that much about the ongoings at that time, do you know what was discovered on the Isle of Skye, was it? That they brought back here?
Yes, I know what that was, as I took it with me when I left the academy. And she looks down at the pedestal.
You mean Justice Geode or the whole assembly?
The geode was found on the Isle of Skye. The reason why it came to our planet, we don't know, but it was the very reason why we, as the Amethyst Academy, started looking into dimensional rifts and the power to draw upon that, as we sensed how much energy came from this geode. This was but a simple meteorite that struck the Earth, apparently, struck our planet. Apparently, we had no idea that something larger than that was inbound.
Hmm.
And now we face a conundrum because, on one side, we want to combat the people that are misusing this haze, and we want to find a solution to the problems of Drakkenheim and save our planet. But do we really want to destroy all this haze and these crystals? Or do we simply want to contain it?
Eldrick suggested contamination at a recent meeting we were at.
You see, delirium does pose an existential danger to all of us. But there is an opportunity here as well. The concentration of delirium in Drakkenheim could provide an infinite or nearly infinite supply of magical energy if directly harnessed, rather than simply crafting items individually from the shards that we find here and there. I know, that means a lot, but it is something worth considering. I found very promising results so far at collecting the energy given off by the stones. The problem is storage and containment. We can use it one off in magic, in items.
Atoli looks down at his ring.
But we can't really store it.
Then up again.
The abjurations required are just outside my personal wheelhouse. If it could be accomplished at scale, and we're talking the city scale, not only would it be possible to fuel endless magical creations, but it might actually slow the growth of the haze, even possibly hold it at an equilibrium. And I think that's our best bet for containing this.
But didn't you say that delirium itself produces more delirium, or indirectly accumulates it?
Yes. So within the field that we will try to contain, it will grow, and we will need to feed on it and use it.
Who is we?
Well, whoever wants to consider this. The Amethyst Academy is still playing with this idea, but it's too bureaucratic. I'm not really sure if there's anyone else out here who is, well, I'm just going to say it, intelligent enough to consider this rather than to just either weaponize or sell it.
I mean, if you don't have any way to destroy it or send it back or anything like that, that's probably the next best solution. The next one would be to submit it to it and plant it to ourselves and praise it as a new god. But I don't like that.
The feeble minded need something to hold onto in their darkest times. I get it. But it's not the right way.
So I'm still wondering how they actually do that. That might actually be useful.
I can tell you for one, I do not feel like injecting myself with delirium directly. It's the very reason why I created this, she says, and she points at her plate armor that she was wearing. It's my latest invention. I call it a haze walker plate. It completely secures me from any effects of the haze.
Really?
Could I
Yes.
take a look at it?
Sure.
He runs up. Well,
Very
and
excited.
just
Very
starts.
excited.
Yeah.
Goody.
not containing his excitement.
Yeah, and he just starts looking at it, starts asking questions. How is it made? From what is it made?
So I imagine you want to have a description of the item.
Sure.
I can give you that. So it's a full set of plate armor, and it includes a helmet, which is like tied into it, and it is completely like hermetically sealed when you shut it. And you gain the following benefits if you wear it, and the helm's visor is closed. You are immune to diseases and the poisoned condition, like blanket approach, and you gain
Okay.
advantage on saving throws against any effect that causes contamination. You have resistance to necrotic and poison damage, and you don't need to breathe.
You just
I know.
don't need to breathe?
You don't need to breathe. This is a
What?
diving suit. Yeah.
It's a
How did you
diving
make
suit.
this?
I used meteoric metal, and I've been researching various properties of delirium, and specifically delirium dust. Working with that and the metal itself, I was able to create this.
Do you have some notes that I could borrow?
It
Borrow? No.
totally chuckles a little in the background. Hey Nespip, that kind of beats your creation, doesn't it?
Probably
Uh,
just kind of is sad.
I mean,
Like,
Tali gets its job done. It's cannon fodder. So yeah. But that armor is actually amazing.
Thank you. It's difficult to make, not impossible, mind you, but it's difficult. I can make these, but it's very expensive. All the material components required to create this do not come cheap.
What would you need?
I would require a delirium geode for one very much like this one. I need some alchemical reagents. They're roughly 10,000 gold in cost, and I need about 5 ingots of refined meteoric iron.
That's a lot. Um,
Yes.
as, as you look in your inventory and you're like, yeah, I don't have any
Yeah.
of that. Let me see what I got in here.
Best I can do is 350.
Well then, I guess we've got somewhat of a deal.
What was the spell to fight the deep haze?
Yes, that's something I also would be very interested in.
That I can share with you. Here it is, and she hands all of you a research note. If you read the research note, you will be able to understand how this spell works, and as such, you will be able to use the spell Neutralizing Field, which is a spell that you can find in your spellbook. It is a delirium-based spell.
Oh, it needs delirium?
It actually does.
Fuck.
So it is a fifth level abjuration spell. It is for bards, clerics, druids, paladins, rangers, sorcerers, warlocks, and wizards. So anyone who can cast spells can use this spell. It is a concentration spell for up to an hour. And if you cast it, you need a delirium crystal or a holy relic worth about 1,000 gold. That is what you will need for this.
But it's not
The
consumed.
spell, exactly. The spell doesn't consume it. It is just used.
Oh, it doesn't consume
The phylactery is
it.
priceless, I'd just like to point out.
The phylactery is a good candidate for this.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I could just cast it with using the phylactery.
Yeah,
But it
now that you know
wouldn't
the spell, you can
consume it.
use the phylactery as a relic.
Oh my god, awesome.
Double win.
So what that does is it creates a basically a sphere of 10 foot around you that negates any magical energies until the spell ends, which is about an hour. The sphere will move
Okay.
with you, and creatures within the sphere, including yourself, can't gain contamination level and have immunity to necrotic damage.
Oh.
I have
Oh.
a question.
Yes.
Um, does she know the other delirium spell? The what the fuck is it called?
There's a lot.
No, it's the purge contamination. Does she know that spell?
Just to be
Does
sure, like
she
there's
have?
14. There's 14 spells in total that are like
Oh
delirium
yeah,
based. Yeah.
it's the purge contamination. It's the third level one.
Yeah.
You know that one? Because it says that you would have to learn that before you learn the other one, but I know this is a different way of getting it. But
Yeah. Like if it's a research based thing, so then you'd have to research this and then the other one.
yeah, I'm just wondering
Um,
if she can throw that one in on the top. She doesn't
hmm.
have to, but it would be really
No,
cool if she
let's make the
did.
dice aside. Well, that's a very solid 19. She says, yes, I know that one actually.
Oh
So
heck
if you want, you
yeah!
can also learn purge contamination.
Oh, I'm
There's
gonna learn
another,
that one.
yeah, there's another route towards this spell, but that's like it's a couple of stations back, so it makes sense. Sure.
Yeah, and like Oscar, I feel like would have been the one who I
Yes.
could have learned that from, but he's
And since
probably
he's
dead
kind of dead
now.
right now,
So
yeah.
I don't think we can really access his notes.
Poor Oscar
What
finally
notes?
got. Poor Oscar finally got
Yeah,
some
I wasn't.
rest.
I wasn't a spellcaster when I met him. So, or when I met him the other time.
He finally got some rest.
Just so I know, how does it work for like learning the spell? Because, for example, like I as a warlock, I have a fixed number of spells I know. Can I just replace a spell of the corresponding level, or?
Yeah, so D&D Beyond doesn't really allow you to add spells, which is annoying. But you can add it to your repertoire. That is like a Drakkenheim thing. It's just like you basically learned an extra spell. But I don't think D&D Beyond allows you to add an extra spell as a warlock, right?
No,
No.
but would you say I can just replace these two spells like outside of the normal progression? Because normally I can only replace one spell per level up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like you learned them right now, so they're in there. Yeah.
Okay, so I can just replace two spells against those two. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
But this
Um,
purge contamination spell does take 100 gold pieces of alchemical fluids or holy water,
Yes,
which
you
is
will need either or.
consumed. So we'd need to go back to the cathedral, perhaps. Maybe there's holy water there.
Or
In
to
those
Aldor.
fountains. Or to Aldor, yes. Aldor could probably do that too. Um,
I
oh my
honestly
god,
don't.
you gain one level of exhaustion for each contamination level removed? That's fucking dumb. No!
There is a better version of this, but like give it some time. There is a better one.
Okay. It's probably not even, it's probably like a 6th or 7th level.
Let me
Shit.
check actually.
I don't see any other delirium
It's
ones
sixth.
for the. Yeah, there's like Conjure the Deep Haze, which I don't want to do, which is one of the things you can do. And then I don't see really any other ones that are Drakkenheim. Um,
There's a couple
at
of
least that I
like
recognize.
there's a couple that kind of work like witch bolt and whatnot, but then like delirium based. Um, I think my favorite one, which is only for sorcerers, warlocks, and wizards, is forced evolution.
oh, but that's
Yeah,
is
I
it
know.
like
First
eighth level or
evolution.
something?
What?
Good
Isn't
God.
it like seventh or eighth level?
It's fourth level.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah, but you need to
well,
find
you
it.
can see if she knows that one, yeah.
I feel like that's from the pale guy.
Oh,
okay.
the
Fritz
pale. You think
has
the pale man
now
might have notes on
neutralizing
that
field
one?
and the purge contamination learned, even though he doesn't have the components for it.
Okay, cool. I mean, Nesbit, you're an artificer. Can you cast purge contamination, or can you cast 5th level things?
I don't have that much
Or not?
power.
You don't have that much power.
I can only cast up to 3rd level right now.
I was just thinking because of your little thing that you have that could work, but I don't know if it's worth 1,000 gold. Your own little seal thing. Um,
Yeah, but I don't have the level required, so yeah.
yeah. Do artificers just not get powerful spells? Is that
It's a
I mean,
half
they're
caster.
half-caster.
Oh,
My most
right.
powerful
It's
spell is my hammer. Um,
That is
is that
very
like
fair.
are bards half casters too, or is it something
No,
else?
they're full casters.
Which ones are half casters? What am I thinking of?
Rangers,
Rangers. Yeah.
Rangers. Yes, that's what I'm thinking
paladins.
of. Paladins. Rangers and
Yeah.
paladins. Okay.
Also, I've
Cool.
only like it only just clicked. Isabel, is that an Animal Crossing poster behind you?
Oh yes, it is. It is.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I've seen that thing a couple of times, and all of a sudden it clicked.
Yeah,
Like that's
it's
Animal
Animal
Crossing.
Crossing. It's the Animal Crossing New Horizons poster.
Yeah,
We found it at a thrift store, I think.
that is so cute.
It's already in like a little um oh no, did I find it at a thrift store or was it like I don't know, it was somewhere weird that you wouldn't expect an Animal Crossing poster to be. It was like, oh, I need that. But yes, that is what that is. I did have a phase.
As you are like studying up on these notes, she will hand you these notes, but do you take a good look at her like at her setup?
Heck
Fritz
yeah, I want to
definitely
see your
would.
setup.
Miss would
There,
also. Yeah.
yeah, I imagine. There is one more interesting thing on her table. Now that you're closer, there is a glass orb,
Hmm.
and if you're looking at it, the glass orb itself has a delirium shard that's hovering within, and there's like lightning going through the glass orb. It looks pretty, if not kind of off-putting.
Hey, what's that? And he
Yeah, I
just
think I
points
would
there.
ask too if no one else asks.
It's a it's a painful bit of research. Um, you've come in contact with this just in a larger form.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what?
I call this a bottled comet, but you know its larger cousin, the delirium bomb.
Oh,
This thing is nowhere near as powerful as what they used in the city. I can't believe that they used my research for something like that. It's so useful.
I mean, it
Useless.
didn't directly use it. They wanted to blow up someone else. But yeah.
Why did the Amethyst Academy blow apart of the city, though?
As I said, they didn't. They initially wanted to blow up the cultists because, I don't know. But like they lost the bomb. The Queen of Thieves got the bomb, and she just used it is in a meeting as a threat against us. Wanted to blow us up, but seemingly blew up the hooded lanterns instead.
But that's impossible.
how is that impossible?
She wouldn't be able to activate
She
it.
had a remote detonator.
How do you activate it?
Well, there's a couple of ways. You can break the sphere, um, but you need to know how to do that. This is not just normal glass, you see. Well, I mean, this one is, but for such a large bomb, you would need stronger material. Um,
So your bomb didn't have a remote detonator?
I didn't create the larger bomb. I created this. She holds up the.
Oh, but they used your studies to create the larger bomb. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
If you have no understanding of magic, there is no way that you will be able to detonate a bomb like that.
But
I
Are you
Queen of
saying that
Thieves,
the queen has intricate knowledge of magic?
it
Yeah,
seems
she's
pretty.
totally a spellcaster.
Not the real Queen of Thieves, just to clarify.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Queen of Thieves, who is actually a member of the royal family.
Is she now?
Oddly enough.
And
I
also
think she went to
studied
your school.
in the academy.
Yeah. Katarina,
Really?
I think, right?
Katarina von Kessel?
Yep.
Yeah. You know her?
Huh.
She another one of your
Yeah.
exes? Oh my god. How many exes do you have? I just love the idea of this
Oh
room
yeah,
that
we're
just has
besties.
exes.
Yeah. As she comes walking through the
besties.
curtain. Hi, honey, I'm home. Oh, who are these
Hi,
guests?
I'm home.
Wait, what are they doing? What are they doing here?
Yeah, I know Katarina von Kessel. She and her sister both studied at the academy. Tragic what happened to her sister, of course, but
Yeah, so turns out she wasn't completely lying when she's been calling herself the queen this whole time, apparently.
well, I imagine that Queen Lenore might still be found in the castle once they finally take.
Well,
Mm.
about that, Queen Lenore might have been at the center of the explosion.
We
Kind of rescued her already.
This party had rescued her, and I tried to heal her of her contamination. She was pretty badly disfigured, but I couldn't heal her. And then we left, and then the garrison got blown up. So we don't think she made it out.
Great, so we got Royal Putty. That's fine.
Yeah.
And to be fair, maybe she can survive a delirium explosion.
I mean, she was underground, but I don't know.
She was already contaminated, so
I'm pretty sure that the contamination wouldn't be the least of her worries. With the explosion, that might do it.
okay, that's fair.
Draws on contamination.
I
Or
feel
it
like
draws
it might
on-
have collapsed whatever was under there. Like, it would have just, like, even if she was alive, she wouldn't be able to get back out because everything would have collapsed on top.
This really does complicate things, you see. I'm no fan of the royal family, but there has to be an established order for the city, unless we just put a lid over the entire city and just like contain it as such. But at some point, someone needs to take control. Someone needs to take the reins in this city again. If it's not for the queen, and it's not for Katerina and her sister, there's no word of the prince either.
We,
Uh, no, he will just look a bit. Yeah.
Look a little
no
uncomfortable.
one's been in the castle yet, but
That is my worry. You see, and she grabs a city map. If I can draw a line from here to here, and she draws a line straight from the inscrutable tower to the clock tower. See how that runs? And like it's a straight line. Drakkenheim was built on two ley lines, as you might have learned. This is just one.
is with the castle.
The other one goes this way, and she draws from the clock tower towards Castle Draken.
Oh shit. What do the ley lines mean? I'm not super versed in whatever
The
fuck
ley
that map
lines,
is.
outside of what Delirium is offering us in terms of raw magic, the ley lines are locations where the borders between realms, the borders between planes is thin, and we used to be able to draw upon certain magics from there. Delirium itself does so too, and even more so on the ley lines, where it can cause catastrophic effects such as temporal rifts and whatnot. It's what we're scared of at the tower. Honestly, it's what I'm scared of at Castle Draken. There's a reason why in the last 15 years no one has attempted to go to the castle.
The reason being?
Well, for one, you can't really get close to it because the seals of Drakkenheim are deemed lost, except for the inscrutable staff, which I imagine is still at the tower. But without the seals of Drakkenheim, no one can command the security that we have around the castle. So that would be step one.
The security, is that like the security needed to bypass the wall, fences on the wall?
Yes. They extend very much to the castle as well.
Oh.
If one would have the steward seal, I believe it is, one would be able to call the security defenses to stand down.
And then you have access to the castle base.
Yes, and all the horrors contained within.
access to that seal.
Game that was lost, yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Well, the Queen got hold of the seal that the Lord Commander had. The
She
Hooded
didn't
Yeah.
kill
Lantern.
him for that.
She
She
did.
kind of did.
And then he got brought back, but she did kill him.
She also has several more seals.
I believe she has
We
4 seals at
think.
this.
It's like a mad grab for power thing that she's doing right now.
How long have you been in here in the bubble?
Do we have the only 2 seals that she doesn't?
Shut up.
Above table. Above table. I die.
There's still the inscrutable staff, which at this point, as far as you know, is still in the
Right.
tower. I don't think you know any other locations right now.
Mm-mm. So she
I mean, you
only
know that
has
the
to
Lord
go-
Commander's badge is most probably with the Queen. Like, that's fair.
And then we have
And
ours.
you know what? Yeah. Huh. Well, that is what it is. So what's your move?
You've
I
been
think we
cooked
have
up
a
in
necromancer to find.
and a head to be had. And a plate.
Yes.
Should it be a
Well, I have a
silver?
brazier.
Should it be a silver plate or?
You know, the one thing that he wants is a delirium geode, like the one that you have. You know, do you have any other ones?
I mean,
Sure, just
It
take
would
one
get
from my
us
stockpile.
in.
I got miles and miles of them.
Well, it's just a question.
I
Don't
mean,
get snippy.
if you're planning to take his head, we probably won't have to trade a geode for.
Yeah, I just thought maybe it would get us in the room rather than having to fight past all of his. I mean, I assume he's a necromancer. He probably has a bunch of zombies, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
We could meet under the guise of giving him a thing and then kill him. But if
Hmm.
that's the only one that you have, then maybe not.
I mean, we can go to the meteor. We even got an invitation from the cultists people
Mm-hmm.
saying that they would escort us, so that might be a good option to actually get one of them. And then
I'm
head
not
towards.
sure the cultists would part with things that they hold so sacred.
I mean, we can ask, and if not, then we will try to probably steal it either way. So
I have a suggestion.
Mhm.
If you I like the idea of having a bargaining chip to get inside. He is, make no mistake, he is creepy and he's stupid, but he is not an idiot. Well, I mean, he is for certain things, but on the whole, he is still a bright mind. Getting yourself inside and then, jumping on him as he has his back turned on you might be your best approach. The delirium
You would
geode
know
idea is
about.
great, but I can't part with this one, as you might imagine. If you're going to go to the crater, you are probably going to find one there. That is an option. I'd say if you're going to field test this nullifying spell anyways, go ahead and go to the crater, see if you can find a geode. If so, great. If not, by the time you will be back, I will try to create something which would serve as a bargaining chip as well. I would be able to create something along the lines of a delirium crystal focus. It would get his attention too.
It totally looks down to his
Okay.
ring again. Are you talking about like say an artifact like amulet or ring or
It's more like a small version of the bottled comet that I have here. It would serve as a spell casting focus.
how was she back in her tutoring days?
Very, very good.
So
She was probably one of the top 5 like professors at the academy.
In that case, Atoli would probably raise his hand just slightly so she'd be able to see the glow. So, something along with this, and then fire off a quick firebolt.
Using the ring?
No, like draw. I don't know. Because I have attuned to it, but I haven't mastered it at this point.
That's why I'm asking.
I know. So he would fire off a firebolt, showing that he's not adept with it just yet, but like still attempting to draw power from the ring. Because at this
So
point,
you're using the ring as a spell focus for your spell.
but not using it because I can't use it because I already did that. I think.
That is the stored spell that you're using. I'm just like using it as your spell focus.
Then yes, or
Okay,
attempting
cool.
to because.
That's the first time you're using it as your spell focus.
Yes, because at this point he's twice now absorbed energy from within Drakkenheim, or because I did it with the Lord Commander and the spell that hit me as well at some point, where it was channeled into the ring as well. So yeah, this time he would probably try and showboat a little bit for a previous professor.
Awesome. Can you roll me a d20, please?
Oh no.
Oh good, this time Fritz is the closest one to him.
He would just fire like straight up in the air. So just in case.
Sure. That is a 16. Let's see.
It would hit the shield.
That's fine.
Oh,
She's smart. She's good. She's strong.
Okay. Let's see. Where are you standing right now?
To be fair, I think I would be close to.
Let me just check something.
Oh no.
Yeah, I assume we have been getting closer to her since she has been
Yeah.
like teaching us the spells and so on.
Feel
So
free
that's
to move
probably
yourself a little closer.
yeah.
It's not deadly, I assure you.
I think I would be like here, or possibly right, like over here. I think Mads would have stayed back though.
You totally?
No, he would probably still try and keep his distance because she's still somewhat hostile and angry towards her. So
Okay.
I feel like 10 feet is fine.
That is cool. Let me just draw
How
a bit
did
of a
I
circle
end
around
up
you.
being the closest one?
Yeah, I figured as much. That's basically the entire theater. That's so nice. 60 feet radius.
No.
Awesome.
What have you done?
So as you do this, to just showboat a simple firebolt that just like shoots up and hits the shield all the way at the top, like fizzles out. You start to hear voices around you.
Well, that's nothing new for half of us.
Yeah, but it's a lot of voices.
Oh.
And all around you, you start to see that the chairs that are sitting on the balconies, the table on the little podium,
Actually, accidentally
the
animate all
torches,
these
everything. They're all like starting to like stretch their limbs and be like,
no!
all the
"Oh,
chairs.
it's 60-foot radius."
That's all the chairs.
That's every single chair.
That's bad.
That's very bad.
And yeah, it's a lot. That's at least 100 chairs. Now the thing is, I will give you the spell's description. It says object
Yeah,
within
what?
60 feet come to life for the next hour as if affected by the animate object spell. They
Oh,
mumble
okay.
awful
They're not
truths,
gonna
but they're
kill
otherwise not hostile.
Awful truths? What?
Yeah. You are so lucky.
That's all he
So
looks
they start saying-
around a little nervously, like, whoops.
Yeah, you hear chairs like talking to each other, literally like, man, I know it's like 15 years ago, but there was this one dude sitting on me. His ass smelled.
The chair
Truly
remembers.
awful truths.
The chair remembers.
The chair remembers the awful truths.
Brian will look at this, and as that happens, she looks back at you and she says,
I haven't fully mastered it yet.
an astute observation right there. It reminds me of when you were in my class.
Hey, at least I have a focus.
Barely, but yes.
What do you mean barely? Oh.
I love being an asshole professor. It's so much fun.
I was thinking of something to try and say back, but no, she's right.
Well, you have your job to do, and I have mine, more research. I wish you good luck, and truthfully, think about the ramifications of handling the haze and delirium, and ultimately what the plan is going to be about handling, well, Drakkenheim. With that explosion, if that happened at the garrison, you said, diminishing the hooded lanterns, I imagine. We
Yeah.
still have an army of paladins, and we have this queen of thieves that now supposedly is the princess of Drakkenheim. And we have the cultists. There's not going to be a solution very quickly. This is an opportunity for people like you. Consider what I told you. Mayhaps you might play an integral part in it, and in so doing, etch your name into the very history of this world.
So, should we do a pit stop at the tower and sleep before we
Yeah, for
head
sure.
deeper in? Because it's like probably.
we
Yes.
we need to get components for the spells. So
That would be really helpful. I don't know how to. Oh, the holy water. We need
Yeah.
holy water. Do you have access to any holy water,
Do I
Miss
look like a
Grimir?
priest?
I don't know. You got some shiny armor.
Are you a plant by any chance, Miss Ivy?
Only by
Not
name.
literally. I can talk to them,
Oh,
and
you seem to
I
have a nature
can.
thing going on. Do
I
you see how
do.
that feels? I'm
Ivy
sorry.
blushes a little bit. She blushes a little bit. She's like, "God damn this woman."
Oh, man, that was a quip. That was a quip.
I mean, we
Fuck.
could stop by where the cathedral. Maybe the paladins have already set up there, and I assume they
There
would have
was
a
holy
supply.
water in the basement
Oh yeah, from the
Yep.
fountain.
True.
from the fountains. So
Would we
did
have enough time
just
to stop by the
Opportunity.
cathedral and then get to the tower before darkness?
Yeah,
okay? Can
you
we
will
just
be
say
able
we
to
did
do that.
those things?
Then
Yes,
Do
there
we
is one thing
can't
though.
role play?
No, you will like the paladins are at the cathedral. They are still cleaning up because it's a mess. The fire is burning,
Right.
by the way. Like the brazier is lit.
Oh, good job.
well, it must
It's
always
one of
be.
the
It must always be lit.
that's the main thing. Like that thing was lit very quickly. Um, one more thing, but I'm quickly checking. Let me see. Hmm. Nope. Okay. Um, if you are leaving the theater, do you have anything that shields you from the deep haze?
Shit.
Because it's been about an hour.
Didn't we have the phylactery?
I can cast the spell. I haven't cast my 5th level spell yet.
Yeah.
If you do that, then you are fine with the deep haze.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll cast
I was
it.
about to say I kind of don't want to take another contamination level.
Yeah, we have an hour. Let's go.
All right.
All
In
right,
that
toodles.
case,
Bye.
you stop by the cathedral. You will get holy water, which will be worth about 100 gold. And then you will move over towards the tower, which currently still seems to be abandoned. The rat's nests that were at the base of the tower seem to have multiplied. There are multiple right now. It stinks like a hamster cage. Like you know that smell,
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
right?
no, not a hamster cage.
Like it's really filthy down there. Yes.
Oh no.
I do believe we want probably some more holy waters, so I will also buy some if that's possible.
You
Do
don't
we
have
need
to
to
buy
buy
it from the
it, or do
paladins;
we
they will
need to
give it.
just
Oh,
give it? Okay.
so
So
how
how
much
much do
can
we
we
have?
get?
Like enough for like 2 or 3 castings, or like how much?
Asking for
Let
a
me make
friend. How many flasks can I
Let-
fill?
Asking for a friend.
let me see how much a bottle of holy water goes for.
I need 100 gold worth for this spell.
Yeah, so that is like, I'm just gonna extrapolate from that. Like if it's like a liter, like that's fine. If it's like I don't know, like 50 gallons, like you're not gonna get 50
I feel
gallons.
like
I mean, hey,
a
oh,
little
whoa, whoa,
flask
whoa!
of it would
Can
be
we not just
perfect.
ask the, the paladins to deliver a couple of barrels of holy water to the tower, to the clock tower?
The
They will
barrels
not do that.
Ah, damn.
No, they're not gonna do that.
It's like a milkman, but with holy water.
This is where we'll start the cleansing.
Oh, sorry, a vial is 25 gold, so 4 vials, which is like that's a bottle of water, if that,
Yeah,
like a normal
like
sized like
16
pet
ounces.
bottle.
Yeah, 12 ounces,
Yeah.
something like that. Okay,
So
so maybe
you
like
can
2
get
or
like 4.
3
Yeah, you can get
castings.
4 of those. Sure.
Okay,
So you get 400 gold worth of holy water. That they can
400
give you. It's like a bucket,
gold
basically.
worth.
Who,
No.
what rats are present at the nests?
None.
None?
No, it is deserted. It is like the amount of nests there are more. So there were like 2 or 3 nests. Now, basically, the whole ground floor is littered in um, a, a really filthy amalgamation of bits and pieces of wood and twigs and probably some hay or straw, some cloth,
Fur?
rat droppings, and like little animal bones. Like that is like the whole ground floor is covered with that. But there's no rats present right now. So the tower itself is empty, save for the one floor with the machine with the little machines doodling around.
Um, can we check out if the lower floor has some salon or something like that, or connection to the sewers?
If you spend 10, 15 minutes to have a look, it does not.
Just to be sure.
Yeah.
What about an outside cellar door?
Around the tower? Not there.
Okay. Was worth checking.
Absolutely.
Yeah, while we rest, no, the threats might still come back. Okay, I'm gonna leave that stuff there.
So once we're up in the tower, Fritz will use this pure purge contamination spell once on himself. He has the spell slot right now.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I have spell slots for it. I'll use it on myself and on Maslow. Use
What
one of
level
those
was it
two.
again?
Level.
Third.
It's 3rd level.
Third level.
Let me
I think I
manage
got a
this
couple of those as well. Yeah,
This one.
I got 3 of those.
Uh,
Do you need purging, Espin?
this-
I mean, he probably wouldn't know, but I got 1 level.
Yeah, but we only have 4 charges worth.
Right.
Yeah,
Fritz
so
used one.
Oh yeah, from the
Oh,
phylactery.
we have 4 total, or did we each get four uses?
I thought we got 400 gold pieces worth total, right? Barry?
Or
Yes.
could I have cast it on myself when we were there? Just to use it real quick.
It's not real quick, it takes an hour.
That is
Oh.
true.
Oh,
Yeah.
takes an hour. Fuck. Well, I'm gonna cast it on Maslow at least. I won't cast it on myself then.
So
Yeah.
that removes 2 charges, one for Maslow, one for Fritz.
Yeah, I had it in my inventory. Do you want to keep it in your inventory, Tim?
I used to add just track of the entire stock. I am not sure, or each one keeps.
I added 400 worth, so I'll just have 200 worth instead. So that's our full stock of it. Because you used your 100 for yourself,
Yes.
right?
And I assume Atoli will also use one on himself.
I wouldn't
With his-
mind.
Okay, then we have
Now
one.
you're gonna go sleep
one
with your
left.
mutation.
We have one
Hey,
left.
I don't have any mutations yet. I've been
That's true.
beating every single dice roll.
Except for being a snake.
I was gonna say it says Snake Boy.
So then we have one left.
Look, I was born this way, okay?
Can you
Okay,
imagine that he
that's
gets a mutation and actually turns human?
Oh god.
Oh god, that'd be so weird.
Okay, so we have one use left then, if we only got 4. And Atoli, can you cast it on yourself?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So, what happens once we cast it?
So you will get you will remove all the levels of contamination,
All of them.
which is yes, it removes all of them at the same time.
Oh wow.
Awesome.
So it is very powerful. However, it does also have a unfortunate side effect, which is that you gain a level of exhaustion for each contamination level removed.
Right. How many contamination levels did you have?
Right.
Atoli?
He had 3.
3?
Oh my god, you have 3 levels of exhaustion. Can he immediately sleep off 1?
Yeah, because you're about to go to sleep.
Okay, so that's good at least.
And does
Um,
something happen with existing
hopefully-
mutations?
Oh, that's a
Hopefully
good question.
With our neutralizing field, we won't get any more, so... Because I can cast one, you can cast one, or you, Tim and Atoli can both cast one, right?
Yes, if we had a relic, then we could also cast it.
Can I just give you the relic for a minute? Like, do you have to
I mean,
get
yeah, we
tuned
don't have to
it?
attune to it, so we basically can just
Yeah.
take it. Give me a moment.
Yeah, I'll bring it back to you in an hour.
I would even like
No, you
not
only needed
attune
to
it.
cast it.
I'd attune to it.
Yeah, but didn't you say it takes an hour to cast it?
No, that's about the
No.
neutralizing field.
Ah, okay,
Needs the
sorry.
relic.
Yeah.
It doesn't take that long.
Let me just touch this relic and bloop, there, thank you.
Takes an action.
It's
An
our
action.
relic.
Does
It's
anyone have
our
delirium
relic.
crystals? Does anyone have delirium crystals left?
I think Nespip does.
Yeah,
Sure.
Nespit and the Barlin might.
Right now, Discord is dying for some reason.
Oh no.
I just quickly checked. So the purge contamination spell can remove contamination, but it leaves affected characters exhausted, as you might have noticed. An effect which removes contamination, i.e., this spell, also removes one randomly determined mutation. So you only have one, then it is
Yes.
that one. So you don't light up anymore, I believe, right?
So
Yes.
Maslow
He's
is
no longer
exhausted.
Fritz the Enlightened.
Yes,
But Maslow's only exhausted by 1, and if he rests, he's about to get that removed anyway. But,
correct.
I'll just write that down just in case we end up not resting for some reason. Yeah, I mean, if it didn't do
I'm not going to call you
depends
Fritz
on
from
you.
Brand the Dim because that is like that's unfair.
Oh no, you're not. Yeah, you're not enlightened anymore.
Nope.
Okay,
Got
so
2 chips and 3 fragments, just in case I crash out again.
Okay.
you have 2 chips and 3 fragments. Okay, are those do those count as crystals or do they not count as crystals?
No, crystals are the big ones.
Yeah.
Crystals are the big ones. Okay, never mind.
That's chip, fragment,
I'll have
crystal,
to try to get
something, geode.
some crystals when we go, because that would be really helpful to have, because you use them for the 5th level neutralizing field one. Or we can just keep passing around the phylactery.
Also, how would you say that the Brenner putty is also a relic? And if so, how valuable is it?
That is no longer a relic. I'm sorry.
We gave
that
up.
is past relic.
We gave over to in like session 3 or something. We gave it over to the Silver Flame, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I don't have my Brenna putty with me.
Because that would be a great middle ground between relic and delirium.
All right. So can we end this session with a long rest, or are we?
Yes. That is indeed where we are, and I think that is the right thing to do right now.
Okay.
And does anything happen during the rest, or will we determine that next session?
Something does happen during the long rest, but I'm not going to tell you yet.
Oh.
Okay, so not so I shouldn't
Nothing.
question it.
Well, no, you can. It's nothing that will affect you as a character, but something does happen which will not interfere with your
Resting.
rest. Yeah,
Well, that's good.
so you can apply the long rest.
Cool. I love having all my spells back. All right.
It's been a while for Fritz since his last real rest.
I was going to say, yeah. You actually didn't you take a level of exhaustion at some point to be like, yeah, I just want to stay awake. It wasn't too long ago.
No. He did sleep, but he didn't have any rations. So
That was
instead,
it.
it's
Yeah,
not. I don't get a level of exhaustion, but I don't get my resources back.
that was what it was. Yeah. All right.
All right. I'm tuning to the phylacteries.
Then we're going to
So-
call it over there, and I will tell you next week what actually happened during the long rest, which does not affect your long rest. And then the Barnum can make its own choices. What are we going to tell him what happened this week? Man, you died.
Yeah. We can
Now
tell
we're
him
going to
we
be.
saw a show. We saw a show without him, which he'll be really sad about.
Yeah, we went to the theater.
we went to the show without you.
Yep. Miss out on a great show. Alrighty. Thanks for another wonderful session, guys. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's this is slowly starting to go towards a bit of an ending. We still got a little ways to go, but it's started to that net is starting to close. It's
Yeah.
exciting.
That was a
We're
big
level
thing this
9.
session. We now have
Yeah.
something against the haze, so
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
insane.
The plot-
Now you can
we have
finally
been
go into the
wanting
big
that-
ones. Yeah.
The plot
We've been wanting that
thickens.
for so long.
The plot
and the haze
thickens.
doesn't.
The haze
The
less
haze
so.
wins. All right.
All right. I'm gonna go get some sleep. See you next week.
Okay.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
friends.
And with that, we end today's session as well. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope to see you again on the next one. You guys have been fantastic as always. And yeah. I'll see you in episode 38. Big things are coming, even things that you don't know about. I have chatted privately with the GM. Fun times. I'll see you